I give a line of Irish in return to start off. I'm not going to do the full recap in.
Is this going to be a thing now?
No,
Random language
no,
every
It's a
week.
thing.
All right,
Yes,
it's a thing.
definitely.
It's
Let's go.
Jonas pressured me. All right, so here we go.
Jonas!
Giaguich Macarja, Nanini, Avekan Oren, Agus Ein Dilla Ella, Sean Ruther Harla, and Or Yerlock E. Threads of the Dragon Coast. So last time, we decided to head towards the Green Pipe because that seemed like a fairly not so dangerous but interesting path to take. So when we arrived, there was a lot of poison around the pipe that, of course, Fredlet didn't mind, but we tried our best to get through. Inside, there wasn't that much. There was a few sturges. We did find some oozes that we had left, but we just left them to their own devices. But it did serve a sizable place for Verdelit to set up her own, well, I wouldn't say lair yet, but to settle down and relocate. As for us, we decided that we'd leave that to her. But we all returned to the camp, planning to go south to check out the mustering camp down there. But before we could actually reach that, we noticed a group coming from the assumedly Serpentine Earl, led by an alchemist, and they were heading towards our camp in a very determined way. So we decided to hatch a very unique plan. Basically, trashing the camp to make it basically as unusable as possible. But also, our master plan was to convince them that wherever we were, or whoever was left in the camp, had headed towards the Mage Tower. And we did this through a unique combination of magical tracks and a stampede of mind-controlled goats, and also a masterwork of a map by Virgil himself, basically telling an order that they were heading towards the Mage Tower. Somehow that worked. So they headed towards the Mage Tower, and we decided to see how the skirmish between the wizard and them would work out. And naturally enough, there was a bit of explosions and such, and we decided to check out the aftermath. A lot of the construction had stopped, and a few stonework was thrown around. The alchemist was still there. The wizard was nowhere to be seen. There was a ritual circle left, however, and while they were distracted, we decided to get the jump on the alchemist and a contingent of ogres and orcs, some of which we converted to our side during the fight. But with that fight over with, we decided to abscond with our new recruits back to Vertla's Pipe, as our camp was pretty non-usable at this point. There are still some ogres left, led by a big guy, but we figured that perhaps the wizard would deal with that whenever he comes back, wherever he is. But that leaves us where we left off, as far as I remember.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what was going on there. Currently, our heroic parties, and these guys only get to be 3 people in a party. Shame on them, I suppose. We currently have 2 of 3 and 2 of 2. So let's produce another dwarf that can link up with the dwarven adventurers under the cleric of Alchemy, because he's very driven to end dragonkind forever and their ruining of his beloved history. Does anyone want to give me 2d20 rolls so we can see who they managed to figure out joining up with?
I did mine last week, so someone else can take it.
I'll do another one if nobody does.
Please.
Go ahead.
Stop me.
Go ahead. Go. Do it.
Okay.
Oh no. Well, just gotta have it eventually. That is, I'll say the least, it's something we've had before. They meet a dwarf, well, who's very small and sort of, it's a rogue, as it turns out.
A dwarf rogue.
Yes. Though the person is not really good at being a dwarf.
What?
Okay.
How can you not be good at being yourself?
Because, firstly, they're unfit as an adventurer. They're just not up for.
Okay.
And more so, they're actually like a gnome and not a dwarf at all. Because they're also a faker.
Oh my god!
He's pulling a practical joke. Probably a servant of the dragon, who is ruining history.
It's like a gnome in a fat suit and a fake beard.
It's so heavy, so unfit, trying to look it around all the time.
So he is a rogue who will be. His stats are terrible, and he is much lower level than he would otherwise.
Perfect fit for the Ogma priest.
He is. Ogma Priest's party so far was pretty good, but well, that's what happens when you recruit the most sort of willing person. Party.
Okay.
Yes. Which leaves the only. Probably next time we'll see who the Dragonborn warlord can bring our progeny. That brings us to your goals. You currently have 3 open goal slots.
My initial plan is perhaps I would like to have a chat with the wizard, so I think that would be what I'd be dealing with this, either this or next session, whatever occurs. So I don't really have a goal to add, personally, that I can think of right now.
Yesterday suggested a new goal: eradicate the Earl's punitive force. Because the ogres have taken up hold inside the tower, and we can't have them run away from us. We need to destroy it, and them. So we might as well make it a goal.
That's quite true. I see no issue with that. Either we do it or it's done for us, but we'd rather do it ourselves, I think.
As I said yesterday, I like it.
I like the word eradicate.
You eradicated your snacks.
Yeah,
Oh,
I didn't like that. Well, I liked it at the time. And
the journey was the enjoyment, the end goal, or the end result wasn't. Alright then.
Another goal, something I brought up yesterday, which is important to ask during the session, is where the hell do the player characters plan on living? Because currently, y'all have set up a makeshift camp with guys in Tiberias and your new friends outside the poisonous plants of an ancient pipe.
yes, it's definitely not the best place. I do have to say, I really don't like our old camp either. Especially now that we completely broke everything. We're just gonna have to clean it up again. Ideally, of course, that might not be plausible right away. We find somewhere else that's a bit better.
I think it's important to say. I don't need to do this in session because this is just something that Veristrix would probably share with you. But in those journals he read, he has found or basically mapped out what is below the ancient shaft, the underwater shaft, and there are interesting places that certainly would be what I would say, places that we could each of us set up ourselves. For example, there is some volcanic plains.
I feel like that's priority number 1 right there.
Yeah, there are. Let me, as a summary, I can go in detail later on. But summary-wise, is that that is where the old waterworks were. to produce steam for the giants. To the north of it, there's a system of caverns, which Veristrix would like. There's also a large body of water with some ruins that I know Dulaxis likes ruins, so perhaps that's also something to explore. But that said, there is, the journal came from Drow, and they had been running from something specific in those caverns, so it's not without danger, but it seems like a good place to go.
That area is inaccessible unless the dragons are willing to take a deep dive.
Yep.
I am more than willing.
The
Yes.
servants are not, and I certainly am not. I wouldn't be traveling with you this session.
I think that we should save that for when we have drained the shaft.
Right.
We don't know what's down there, and a significant chunk of the party can't swim. So
I only brought it up as as an answer to that question for the future.
But a goal could either be to, if it is not desired to repair the old camp, then to migrate the supplies to somewhere, even if it's just like that old place where we killed the Spellscarred cultist, because, like, y'all are gonna want, like, somewhere to stay that actually has some walls around it, so that you're not just sleeping out there in the open, even if there's no predators anymore, because you killed them all.
What about the log cabin? Oh wait.
Maybe if the Red Dragon weren't in the habit of destroying everything around him.
I am fine with putting a goal to repair the camp and repurpose it. I think it works well as a central guard post for the valley. I think it holds strategic importance. I think it's a good idea to repair it. That said, we don't have to repair it. We can send minions to do it.
It's also a good scouting area. Like that is, as you said, it's a central location. We can see forces moving back and forth through the valley from that point.
We also would keep our minions busy, give them something to do, not sit around and plot against us or thinking about running away, which
True.
is important.
We should also look into the camp as well south of us that we originally planned to go to before getting waylaid by the Serpentine Earl's forces. We should probably look into that as well, in case that blindsides us.
I have completely forgotten why we went there. We're supposed to go there.
Where? I fucking phased out. What were you talking about?
South of our, well, what was our temporary headquarters. There was a mustering camp south of us that we planned to go for.
That mustering camp
The
was
Red
basically
Banner.
a note for the Red Banner, which is already moved. That note is just like an artifact left before, like, we had access to the world map, or not world map, but Dragon Coast area.
We could still scout out that area, though. They might have left something behind or whatever, just to scope it out. Probably a lesser priority, though, than eradicating the rest of the orcs or ogres here in the Mad Tower.
Okay. Then the second goal we put on the list is restore the camp, I guess.
All right, let's just take them one at a time here. The first one you wanted is what like do you
Eradicate the Earl's punitive force.
eradicate the Earl's foreman? That is for you right now a medium goal. Secondly, you want to restore
Repair, rebuild, recreate,
restore
reconstruct.
We
you
have the
imagine?
technology.
Reestablish.
camp to usable
Reestablish the camp.
Serviceability.
To
to
function.
a usable state.
Yeah.
That's an easy goal for you. A lot of things in the way other than work. Leaves you with one goal slot still.
A suggestion, then, from your friend, the Green Dragon, is to entice the spell-scarred harpies into working for us.
Sure.
Something I can work on in the coming sessions.
Sure. Recruit the harpies.
I like the word entice.
Okay, entice the harpies.
That's right,
so
yeah.
one goal. Entice the spells. Guard. Or peace.
See, that doesn't say I can't break their minds and have them subservient. I mean, what? No. Talk to them. Yeah.
Your way of enticing is different than how I would go about it.
You know, I use my tools at my disposal. That might be a bit more direct, but
List.
wonderful.
Yes.
And 4 sessions later, when we've accomplished none of those goals, we can look around and blame ourselves.
Is there one you want to get rid of?
No. I will be dealing with this mage. So. Or the bad wizard. Sorry, mage is different.
Ex-wizard.
Ex-wizard. Crazed man, I guess.
Of course,
all right.
of course, that's what Veristrix thinks of when he thinks of, well, let me recruit someone I can use. Crazy person.
Yeah. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Madness can be cured. Eventually.
Well, excellent then. We sort of stopped after you had taken a short rest, and it was like you scoping out these ogres. Not Burgle. The Earls, foreman, is sent here clearly to investigate. 2 of the orcs are still here. The others were taking down to the sort of poisonous pipe currently. You can get a good look at these ogres. They've been eating their own dead and sort of just building a fire and seem to be settling down a bit. You know, probably going to be here a bit, though they don't like have a lot of baggage or anything. So,
Well, if we're here, then perhaps we should just deal with them now. Unless someone wanted to prepare something.
No.
Yeah, I think our plan last time was to just let them be and staff them out, basically. But I mean, we're here.
I mean, I guess it wouldn't be on people to change their fucking minds from last time. Flip a table. Fuck it!
I haven't changed my mind. We are here.
I think we should keep an eye on them and wait them out. We're in no hurry. If they hang around, they'll go weak. If they head out to gather food, like send one of their minions to do it, we'll kill the minions and there'll be fewer of them. If they send an ogre out, we'll kill him. Like every time they split up, we will destroy them.
Like, at the exact moment when last session ended, we looked at the tower, said, nah, I agreed to stay there and keep watch over it, while you others retreated to as a temporary camp to fuss over whatever business you had.
Right. But yeah, no, it was just a suggestion. I mean, dividing and conquering them is a far easier and less effort-inducing task. So, I mean, all for it.
Also safer.
Yep.
In the meantime, then, I think we shall move our minions and stuff back to Burgle's old camp and go about restoring it, while we wait for the ogres to make a move. I mean, Verdlith wouldn't help anyway in that regard, so she can guard the tower instead.
sure. Tell them to go there is not a hard or time-consuming task. They return to look at what you have wrought. You know, it's a lot of work. And,
Yes.
you know,
Well, get on it and don't mind the ritual to Orcus. It's fake.
You know, Gaius and Tiberius didn't want to get involved with the whole ruse and the whole scheme against the host, so this is the consequence of that, right?
And now they clean up. At least they have an orc and like a human to boss around.
2 orcs even.
2 orcs even, yeah. Well, they have some things to boss around. You know, that's good.
Yeah. But they'll begin working on that
Excellent.
with a few of them. It's gonna be a while though.
Verisix would like to go back to the ex-wizard, Gray's man, and see what makes him tick. See what use you can get out of him. And if he can't, he can't. Then that's just one thing ticked off the list for him, at least.
Sure, he's one of the few free agents we still have roaming about.
Yeah, I mean, might as well pick him up before he either gets killed by something or decides to just leave.
Yep. Maybe he'll be so crazy that he'll be a liability. But he might also be useful.
I mean, he will also be right beside me. So.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna bring anyone else on your trip?
That depends on what everyone else is doing and whether they want to come with.
Well, right now we're killing time to wait for the ogres to make a move. Preferably, they need to get hungry, then they'll start being stupid, I think. Because ogres are always hungry and always stupid.
Well, I will take whoever would like to tag along.
Sure, Bellingham, come along. Why not?
Tyraxis can come along too, yes, too. He doesn't want to stay in the camp. Look at that thing. And Verlith, she looks like she wants to be left alone up there, so...
Oh, she's close to home.
There she is.
Yep.
Very well then. Do you generally fly now that sort of the skies are cleared, or is it still just?
Yeah, I mean,
fly as much as I can for sure.
Yeah, flying is.
Sure, so you avoid most of the terrain that once bothered you. So you can fly, actually, right over or right next to the nests there. Thorax is having spent some time scoping them out and whatnot previously. Yeah, I mean, you go by the sound, and actually, annoyingly, it takes a little bit of time to find the madman. It seems like he's not currently singing or screaming madly into the sky.
Right.
You instead find him sitting on a log. The two sort of glass-like things flickering, standing just around as usual, while he's just sort of humming and drawing with a stick in some dirt.
Right. Well, assuming that Versus can get as close as he can without getting those golems on him, he will basically just land in front of the wizard and see what his reaction to that would be initially, at least.
Sure. He looks up and throws the stick away. It seems like he wasn't doing anything important.
Right. We have talked before. I just need to question whether you even remember.
Well, how could I forget? I remember far too much, really. I mean, I remember you, and all of you, and just everything. If there's one thing an old man could ask for, it would be a worse memory.
Oh, well. Leaving that aside, then, if you know our previous encounter, well, I have come with questions and more of a, not a request. You say that your power was stripped, and you say that nothing really matters anymore, but my question is, what ties you to this world, then?
Oh, strings, I'm sure, in various forms. To be honest, I just enjoy the irony of it. Sort of spreads out. Look at you, going around, getting rid of birds, fighting dwarves with fire on them, all these little things, and for what?
Then I will come with this, then. Wouldn't it be the greatest irony if you were to, say, come back with me, and I would use you as someone I could question for things, and you would be standing near a dragon.
He sort of, like scoffs to himself. Oh, yes, what a privilege. Such an amazing thing to be able to do. Once that would have seemed important. But, well, truth is, the gods could decide one moment, if they wished, to simply take all of that away and put me somewhere else. So, why even get up in the morning, right?
Oof, this is it's hard to argue with the dead end, but
Tyraxos clears his throat a little bit, moves closer and says, "So why do you get up in the morning, old man? We have seen you traipse about, declaring high and low that nothing matters, but still you live. If you truly believe that nothing mattered, why are you still here? Why not kill yourself? Get over with it."
Raises a long finger and stands up, almost as if he's very pleased. Exactly. Yes, exactly. Why do I continue? That's a good question. As he keeps pointing a sort of long withered finger at Tilraxos, shaking it a little bit at him. Well, at first I thought I might as well throw myself from a cliff. But then I figured, it would be a shame, wouldn't it? There's a strange sense of wisdom I've gained. Might as well share it with the world. Might save you all a lot of trouble.
well then, I am giving you the greatest opportunity to share your wisdom with far more than just us dragons. If you come with me.
That looks at the dragon and says, I take it you don't cook.
Merstrix looks at his claws and says, "No."
So where exactly do you live? I imagine you have some hole somewhere?
It is transient as of now, but we have an encampment. It is far more adequate than, I'm sure. He kind of gestures to the log and just doesn't really say anything. Just
You
look
pass
at
the
that.
log. This trusty log is not to be underestimated.
There are a lot of those around.
He shrugs. Says, depends if I lose it, I can just pick another one.
Resourceful,
All right, then.
I
I
see.
have nothing better to do right now. She stands up. Really, ever. But that's sort of the point, isn't it?
Yes, well, perhaps you'll find a reason along the way.
Oh, yes, very much likely. And then it'll lose it, and I've lost even more than I have already. Come on, let's move it along.
Tyraxis has a weird look in his face and says to response, "Well, with everything you lose, you gain wisdom. So in the end, maybe it is a net win."
I suppose it is. Though, in my experience, all those years of work, I missed my own wedding. And the wisdom I gained does not seem quite worth it.
Tyraxis frowns deeply. He does not understand what a wedding is. But,
Some transient
it's
humanoid thing.
It's
Cruel
probably
irony.
like...
Cruel irony, all of it.
It's probably his dinner or something.
Yes. Well, it is that wisdom that I seek from you, and perhaps
So
you
I
will
will
find
tell
more.
you.
Yes, and I will
Even
listen.
the squirrels have left me at this point. We'll see how long you can stay. Some truths are not what people want to hear.
Tyraxis
They
Yes.
say I'm mad.
There are many truths that I know, and that I won't wish to exist, but I need to know they exist to change them. He just starts slowly edging away. Are those guardians going to come with him, or?
They seem to just sort of follow him. He doesn't seem to really acknowledge them at all.
All right. Well, Veristix will mention and say, we do have some others back at the camp. It would probably be best if your guardians there wouldn't cause any mess.
He just waves his hand as if that's not an issue.
Wonderful. Let us return then. We will show you the way.
Does he bring his favorite log?
No, it seems like he accepts that that nothing is permanent, and he'll find another one.
Right, right.
Of course, he couldn't get to keep this one. And not even that.
Of course.
Yes.
Anything he attaches value to is doomed to fail, really.
Yeah.
All right. That was
Which makes him the most powerful man in the world, really, when you think about it. He can just judge things to not succeed by engaging in them.
that
I
is
like you, therefore you are.
Exactly.
that's kind of how Veristrix works. He likes that philosophy, as long-winded as it is, and not correct, but
Man,
there's some
if it isn't
potential there.
wasted, there's no point in doing anything because it could just disappear immediately for no reason. Because things exist that are much more powerful than anyone even cares about. So
Yeah, like us.
Yeah,
why even
exactly.
try?
Right. On the way back, Veristrix will ask for a name or something to call him. As much as he would enjoy calling him Wizard all the time.
Wizard will do.
All right then, Wizard.
Master Wizard, if you prefer.
I do not, but Wizard will do. Master Wizard. Alright. Let us bring this crazy man back to our camp.
As he returns to the camp, he seems actually rather pleased with it. It's
Alright.
much more dry here. It seems, he comes and rambles a bit on the way, but, going inside, it looks like this is kind of what he expected. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, everything is transient, as he said, such as this camp. It has been lost, but will be gained back again.
Sits down on this board and begins to question the others as to why they're doing what they're doing.
Huh. That might lead to a bit of problems, but Veristrix will warn the others that
Just
he's a bit long-winded.
ignore the crazy old man with the golems.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yes. They do not seem more pleased as you turn to leave them again now with this.
No, I can imagine, but they have their jobs to do, and they should be doing it rather than worrying about trivial things like that.
Gaius and Tiberius have to worry about whether someone's been promoted beyond them.
This guy doesn't even have to work.
He's just like, I'm Master Wizard. It's like, excuse me?
And they're like, why is this obvious and complete idiot? Why is he higher rank? Oh my god. Well, they know that they are closest to Rexus at heart, so they outrank all of these creatures.
Fine. Once I find a place, I'll whisk him away from you.
Although
Unappreciative.
Although Wiz over here is
Whiz.
yeah,
Whiz.
old Wiz.
Old Whiz.
Old Wheeze, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, gosh.
But maybe we need to find a hole or something for him to be in. Preferably
Like a 1x1 hole.
preferably something we can put a heavy rock over to shut him up.
I think that's called a grave. I might be mistaken, but
Well.
well, for now we have him here and not elsewhere roaming around. He is an asset, however crazy he might be.
He is certainly hanging out.
And so our number increases.
But at what cost?
Well, nothing, because apparently nothing matters.
Oh boy.
So with that done, We have more pressing goals, didn't we? I think in the interim while the camp is being reestablished, Verstrix would like to get a handle on what good old Wiz here is capable of, if he can.
Sure. How does he intend to do that?
I'd like to have
I know a way to test him.
Mm-hmm.
Verstrix will ask for Malignant's counsel, but not to do anything until he says yes. Go ahead.
You know he's gonna charge him and rip him apart, right?
Yeah. No, I know, but well, I was thinking of a two-pronged approach. More of a sensing of his power, maybe through some mutual arcana or a energy kind of check, and then just talking to him and asking him directly.
If memory serves, you had scouted him out during the first encounter.
Yes, you got back then that there was certainly some sort of latent something on him.
Okay.
Touched by the spellfire, not died from it, which usually leaves its own strange
Right.
leftovers.
Perhaps he could look deeper into what that could be and what whether that could be used or pushed or somehow developed. And also as another approach, just like talking to him, but trying to lead him into saying things that are useful rather than directly asking, because clearly he rambles. So, like a a complicated dance of talking to get the information he needs.
Sure. Why don't you give me a diplomacy check if you try to
Yes, I can.
it'll ease out what exactly he can do.
Sure, I'll give that a go. Oh,
Oh, that's pretty good.
all right.
Yeah, you actually get him to prove that he is, was indeed a wizard, by using magic.
Oh,
Well, by making him try to use magic
right.
on like a log or something.
Okay. There's power there.
Whenever he uses magic, however, it goes wrong.
Ah,
And so all he can really do is just sort of try to do a thing and then mess it up and like break stuff.
okay.
Knock things over and push things about.
Well, there is power there, and that is certainly a start. It's good to know.
Beyond that, just to give it to you, I'm not exactly sure how he found out, but maybe at some point he actually gets Master Wizard up and annoys him in some fashion.
Right.
It seems the Master Wizard has quite a lot of latent frustration with his situation.
Okay.
And when he begins to unleash that in tirades of words and insults, Verstrix begins to feel affected by it, more so than just annoyed at a puny mortal daring to speak to him in this way. It also seems to actually sort of mentally begin breaking him down. The talking growing so fast that just listening to it gives headaches and
Right. Like a kind of a mental assault in a
yes,
tirade. Yeah.
it makes you want to leave.
Okay.
And certainly the others at the camp also begin cleaning up further away.
Hmm.
The orcs sort of glancing at the cliff edge.
Well, all right. That's definitely very good to know. In a way to not get him mad, first of all, and second of all, that is something that could be used at some point.
does it seem to have any intrinsic or subconscious control over the golems?
For the whole time, they just kind of hang out with him. If asked, he'll say that, "Oh, when anything tries to scratch me or get just too into my personal space, they will break it apart."
Okay.
I used to create these things, but they were damaged terribly when the tower exploded. Now they're sort of glassy and sort of knocks on it, and just sort of lumber about. I've tried talking to them; they do not care at all.
Yeah, no, I think that's a sort of prerequisite for him to hang around.
Yes. All right. That's fairly the extent of what I wanted to gauge from what I wanted to do. So,
Excellent.
just perhaps try not to try those spells anywhere near anyone in this camp.
Of course, I don't know why I would. Magic is not easy, you understand. It takes a lot of effort to do.
Verasix nods as you would nod to a child in like a patronizing way, like yes, of course, of course.
Now, you young... Looks at the dragon, try to guess its age, but decides that he's older anyway. Boy, I will not be lectured.
You would be careful to who you are speaking to.
For this whole thing to work, you will have to listen to me when I talk to you. My words carry wisdom, as you said.
Yes, they do, and now I know they carry something else. It is good to know.
Well, it makes no sense. Mutters to himself.
So yes, Verivix will spend that time just with the wizard doing exactly that, as he's just been doing.
Yeah. Sure. If the other two just want to sort of hang around and listen to that, they're certainly welcome to.
I mean, not particularly. Tyrax as well keep an eye on the camp while this is going on, just to, make sure that the old man isn't absolutely gonna try to kill people. Because then he would have to interfere. If he determines that he seems more stable, he might head out again up the mountains to continue some of the digging for his lair,
Sure.
or at least, as we say, a transient home. Yes.
Leaving Valigneth to hang out here, or...
I mean, Valinov doesn't really have anything better to do. He's mostly really interested in what's below the Promised Passage and whatnot. But apparently we have no ability to speed that up, or are at least unwilling to do so for the time being, which is fine. I mean, we've got time. We can be patient.
If only he just made a hole lower than the water for the water to fall into.
Oh, maybe.
That is how the truth is revealed.
By
By
hole.
digging holes. Yes. I mean, he could just go there and start messing about, but that doesn't seem like it would lead to anything. You know what? He's gonna go help Tyraxos.
What?
Sure,
I can just see Jonas's face with that. Oh no!
You can't charge the mountain Valignan. Stop.
Tyraxos saw how well Valignif dug. Actually, he did fortify that lair. Like he did fail that check.
He did fortify that lair, but Tyraxos has a sneaking suspicion that wasn't necessarily the intention of what he was trying to do. He's like, I don't know.
He's
I-
polite
It's
about
not
it.
about intentions, it's about results.
Yeah, when the goats finally get cleaned out, that Cavra is going to be stronger than ever.
It's gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be a good foundation for our empire, for sure. You know, Tyrannosaurus can't stop. Well, he can, but he. Sure. Malignant is welcome to his mountaintop, where they can spend some quality time together, brother to brother.
It's not so much a desire for company or a desire to help, but more of a like subtle, maybe not so subtle rivalry. Like, I can dig a mountain better than you can.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, Tyrannosaurus knows for a fact that that is not true. I mean, it's
But
I mean,
Tyrannosaurus might
only
be able
one way
to
to
milk,
find out.
might be willing to milk this into Valigniv doing work for him.
exactly. It's like, I bet that you cannot dig.
Who can dig a wonderful lair first?
Yes, exactly.
I mean, all things considered, Valigniv is actually fairly hard to fool into those things. So it has to be a genuine competition. You can't just sit back and say, I bet. That's not going to work.
His insight is pretty good. All things considered.
Oddly enough, yeah.
It is very hard to fool.
You know, yeah, sure. We can hang out and dig things, even though Malignant. I mean, you know, he's a red dragon. There is some intrinsic insight about mountains and caves.
You couldn't possibly beat a blue dragon at digging, though.
No, I mean, come on.
It's like trying to beat a black dragon at swimming.
Yeah. I
I
am
can try.
sure.
Leave it to a red dragon to think
We,
he could.
from up here, we can also keep an eye on the tower.
The day turns into night. Turns into morning. Before the ogres seemingly have decided to move out and will go someplace else, seemingly.
That is then the time we will move to intercept, I believe.
Sure. Do you want to intercept them in the camp here, or at the narrow sort of stretch of passage down?
I think the passages down suit as well. I mean, we can fly and they can't. We could approach them from above if their passages are narrow. Maybe they will have trouble actually getting to us, all of them. Because there's quite a few ogres.
Yes. Right. I suppose it also makes sense that Verlith actually has to actually go find you all.
Yes, Vertilif will see them like move out, and she'll be like, already. She like sighs, like she like tries to wheel them back into the tower. Like, did you just no.
She'd like set up like a nice little like pile of like, you know, moss.
She has like the 2 ogre hunter heads that she like collected like the night before. Like, she like looks at like, damn it. I guess I'll go. So she'll fly to the camp, you know, figuring like shoot like the ruined camp. She figures like they probably went there because they're not sleeping in front of my damn pipe. And she only finds one of the dragons. She's like, well, where do the others go? Veristrix, I don't even know whether he cares enough to know. And I'm like, well, that's fucking useful.
He would probably know, I think.
And then like Vertilif will like look up at like the spire from like her like such a distance away and be like, oh fucking course they'd be in a place where I'd have to exert myself.
You can hear like the crack of some stone as they like bits of brittle rock sort of falls down to the valley below. You know, small rock slide from the nests.
So a Vertilif like breathing heavily, you know, and an ogre hunter like rotting head and like, you know, like in each claw as if she's like threatening to throw it at you bastards for being so far away. Flies up. They're on the move.
Draxus is like halfway stuck in the cave, will poke like back out, and he'll nod and say, "Good, then It is time to strike. Yes.
Sure. She immediately, like, she doesn't stay, like, flying up there. She just goes back down.
Tyraxus will shake off the dust and dirt. He has like a weird, like, high velocity shake he can do, like a serpent. And you know, as the dust flies off him, he will take flight after Verdolith.
It's not that hard to catch her. She doesn't want to move very fast.
Tyraxus likes it up here. He can soar. You know, he can glide down on the winds from up here. It's very nice.
It's a bit drafty.
That's what makes it so inviting.
Yeah, for having to fetch you, bastard. She already doesn't even want to put forth a lot of effort.
Let's go immediately to bed.
Let's hide from the fat dragon, I'm sure. Never play hide and go seek with Verdolith. You'll just give up. Go to bed.
just go to bed and fall asleep. Oh.
I am the greatest hider. She's never found me.
Yeah, exactly. 2 years later, she hasn't. Yeah, still looking.
In hide and seek, everyone wins. Yeah, well, Velignov will shake himself off as well. Not as gracefully as Tyraxos, to say the least. And apparently he wins because Tyraxos just gave up. So that's okay with him.
Oh boy.
Sure. With a victory in his heart, then.
And Tyraxus just completely oblivious to the competition.
Can make their way here. A cliff and some marching ogres.
Ooh. I see.
They can't fly, but they are pretty fast. Ogres with very long legs, generally.
Would it be possible to block the path either side from up here with something?
You could
Yeah.
try, though the ogres could take even large boulders and actually chuck them around quite a high distance. They are very strong, likely also not terrible at climbing.
Okay, then perhaps a pincer would be most appropriate here then. It cannot run.
Yes, well.
Honestly, we've probably had to move on the ground because our fly speed couldn't possibly catch ogres. We've just ended up on this ridge.
Luckily, they'll have to sort of move in your direction while you move in their direction, as they effectively has to go down to the ancient quarry and then like down from there.
Okay. Kind of meet up in the
There's
middle.
a good
kind of thing.
stretch of this hard to traverse. Or something.
What weapons does the foreman have?
The foreman has a great hammer.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay.
It has runes of earth and magic on it.
Okay.
I will make him hit someone with it.
Yes, yes. You
See what
probably
happens.
Probably should make him hit the orcs, like kill off the archers.
We'll see.
Yeah. So
But that said, they are certainly on the lookout for you, and you basically just pick which side you want to approach from. These two, of course, in front of them, behind them, you can do walking. Up here, you could be walking. Down here, you'd have to be flying. It's not like a sheer cliff. It sort of scales down. You could fall down here, or climb up again if you so wish. But the ogres certainly carry with them like a couple boulders, and there certainly are lots of big rocks around. And as soon as they see you, they'll begin chucking those things at you.
Right.
Alright. Alright, what do you guys think? Do we pincer them, or do we just overload and try to kill off the foreman as quick as we can?
I think if we pincer, we might get caught out because there's more than them than are us if we split up. I'd rather just pile on one side. Even if they run away, some of them will catch a few out. And it's not like they have anywhere specific to go.
I only expect the orc archers to flee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think.
In the grand scheme of things, they're trivial. Like, they can be hunted down.
If you just said an archer was trivial, you take that
I mean,
back.
the ones that we don't have are...
Anything with a bow is terrifying.
Yeah, anything that is not under our...
Honestly,
Cool.
the greatest argument is to be made for being here because we're the closest to the archers.
You could sort of approach, close to the ground here, not giving them an angle to shoot you before you get to the cliff. While over here, you'd get to the edge and then.
There is a certain method to going that way. Although we will have boulders thrown at us.
We're going to have boulders thrown at us.
Either way.
Anyway.
So the closer we get, the better. So that honestly,
this
seems
puts
like
us closest, and you can have a crazy cool surfboard move down.
Yeah, come diving down from the cliff upside. Yeah, I like it.
We have a kobold to some fun. They're all dead.
Death from above, like a. Yeah.
Right, you can sort of arrange yourself there on the cliff edge. Basically, combat initiative happens as soon as you get to the edge. So.
Okay, well, I'm fine where I am.
Let's see here.
I want to be on the edge. I gotta be here, yeah.
I'm on the edge.
Edge 2 over here.
All right.
I'm standing over here, away from the line of fire, for a bit.
Sure. Yeah, they will turn to you with stuff to get you. They were kind of expecting something like this. That's
Roll.
actually very spread out for once.
Oh, I didn't. Let me.
Turns out all these guys are not. What?
Oh, sorry. I just didn't see myself on it, so I thought it.
You had a 15, and you decided my will becomes reality. I don't have a 15.
I just assumed it didn't do it for me. My bad.
No, I just selected everyone. The initiative macros work now. Uber's not the fastest.
Although I didn't roll a 15, that's for sure, on either case. So I don't know why it's setting me as that.
What?
Because Manaki rolled for everyone, and that was your original initiative result.
Yes.
Okay.
That's what happened. Would you prefer I not roll for
No,
you?
that's fine. That's
Okay.
perfectly fine.
All right.
Chalk
Which
over
means
to
the
me.
first thing is some shots. These ogres probably very much expecting something to come at them. Dragons moving up. You're probably moving pretty fast to get close. Not the most stealthy creatures in the world. Now it doesn't make sense to me that you would have cover on that edge up there. They have a bad strike to you. Cover meaning that they take, I believe, -2 to their attack rolls.
Yeah.
Yep,
That's
-2
happened.
for cover.
Shooting for the closest one, or Archer 1, he'll just swivel up, try to shoot at. Actually, they didn't get to do this, but this is a much better idea. Yeah, because the orcs are actually good at something. Which means that they.
I just said, oh.
Which means that this orc will shoot a bunch of arrows in the air, then rain down in a small hail of arrows, targeting everyone in a burst 1. Yeah, which means I will roll this 3 times. Damage for the first one. We'll start with Erdlith,
That misses.
Raxos, and Belgneth.
Okay.
And as immediate reaction, as the fusillade of arrows is already moving towards Tilraxos, I will attempt to use my persistent Harrier attack against Orc Archer 1. As a 29 hit armor class.
Yes, it does.
Verdolith fucking winks off of the cliffside, poof, and will appear, we'll say, maybe there? Nah, well, I like here.
Alright.
Next to the Orc Archer.
You do some damage. Smack. Avoiding the arrows entirely. They sort of rain down. Everyone's sort of alerted. This ogre here sees that there's no real easy way to move in to assist. Also go over here to get away from the edge and get a better angle to chuck a big rock at Chilraxos. Just hits the cliffside and sort of breaks apart. Zogo over here is of a similar mind, but he has a better view on Valignith, so he'll throw a rock at him.
No.
That is also just a problem. Birdlith.
Okay. Here I am in the thick of things. I love it. It's where I'm supposed to be in my life. All right. Let's get things started by taking care of some minor bonuses and perks. A minor action spent on Psionic Vigor to give me 8 temporary hit points. Mm-hmm. A move action to convert into a minor action to activate the Talon Amulet. So any creature that hits you with a melee attack takes 1d6 of damage. And a standard action to activate my daily power. Which one, though? I think it'll be the new one. Which impacts all visible enemies in a close burst 1, which is going to hit the Foreman, as well as the Orc Archer that I'm next to. Mm-hmm. Like, so. Looks pretty.
Yep.
What's the description for this? See, description. You generate a vortex of nightmares around yourself that engulfs the minds of your enemies, forcing your foes to move away from imagined attacks. It's a pretty description. Alright.
Vortex of nightmares.
A vortex of nightmares around the corpulent green dragon. Because this is how I read, we'll make the attack against the Orc Archer first. 18 versus armor class?
That hits.
Alright, that'll be 11 damage. Hit means I can slide the target 1 square. We'll slide it. Up here.
Yep.
And then against the Foreman, which will also be at 11 damage. 27 versus armor class?
That hits.
I can just shimmy it a little bit to the right. Okay, now until the end of the encounter, whenever an enemy starts its turn within 3 squares of me, I can slide it 1 square as a free action.
Oh, goody.
Yeah, I'll do my best to keep track of that, as I'm responsible.
Like, is it a mental thing entirely, or is there some sort of?
I think it actually physically manifests like a pressure of things that isn't just like impacting the minds of enemies, but also has like a physical manifestation of. Given how her winking out and disappearing has like this ethereal like green quality to it, I think that begins to swirl around her fat body.
Uh-huh.
Probably within the 3 square range.
I think right. They are afraid of imaginary attacks that also do untyped damage. So I would imagine they're not so imaginary entirely.
Yes, it's not. That's something that confused me. It's not psychic. It's fucking untyped damage. So. Imagine it has like a physical effect. I will use an action point here. So I do have 2 of those. I might as well use 1 during this encounter. Take another standard action. And that will be to pop the other daily power, I think, given this situation, against the Foreman, the Living Fortress attack.
Right.
Is 20 versus armor class hit?
No.
Okay. Half damage then, so 13 damage.
13 damage.
And until the end of the encounter, myself and allies adjacent to me have cover. I can exchange that out as a minor action to gain resist 5 to all damage. I can just add +2 to my defenses. Keep track of that way.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, that'll be the end of my turn.
Alright. Ogre sees that there's a foe. Ogre wants to smash the foe. The Ogre will move over and try to do that.
I cleared the way for the Ogre.
Please reach. We'll move through there. You don't need to be adjacent. And he'll try to just lay it on big using his Grand Slam. bring down a large club to potentially divert it.
That will miss thanks to the cover.
All right,
Wonderful.
half damage then for 14,
Okay.
and you are knocked prone
Oof.
as the smash sort of shakes the earth around you. The ogre swings the massive club.
Let's see, 55 minus 6 is 4. Okay.
Letting out like a grunt.
Right. Let's see here. Right. Plans. Yes. Okay. Beatrix will like to burrow into the foreman's mind and attempt to have him betray one of his allies. So let's see how that works. It's a 16 versus will.
That won't do it.
Okay. That's fine.
He's smarter than most of the ogres.
Plan 2. Verstrix will action point and use one of his dailies. Let's see here. Who is best to target? I will target Ogre 5 and will cast Living Missile on him. So this is
Might I
14
suggest-
versus Fortitude.
Might
It's a
I
bit late now, but yes, go on.
Ogre 6 instead, because he has not acted.
I'm planning to do some damage stuff, but if you just want him out of the way, sure. But I'm trying to get the most damage I can out of the.
Sure.
Ogre 5 then. It's a miss. These ogres are fairly, fairly tough across the board.
That's fine. Miss. He is still slowed. Save ends. And because he is affected by either immobilize or slow from the power, as a minor action, Veristrix will throw him using a little missile attack. So let's see here. Okay. So 16 versus reflex on Ogre 6 here.
That misses.
Okay, that's fine. So the way this ogre is gonna go, it is 10 squares. He'll basically hit a square here to be able to hit the. Oh, they have reached, don't they? Oh no, sorry, I'm throwing them at him.
But
It doesn't
you're,
matter.
like, smacking them
Yeah,
in there.
so 1 here, and then 9 out here, like just off the cliff entirely. Just there, yeah. So let's see here.
When someone is given forced movement into dangerous terrain, they get a saving throw to ignore it.
Okay.
Why have that not happen?
Yep.
See if I am correct.
Let's see. Forced move, page 286. If you're forced over a precipice or a pit, you can try to catch yourself before you fall. See falling, page 284. You
Catching
can immediately make a
yourself.
saving throw to avoid going over the edge.
On 10 or higher, it falls prone in the last square. Alright, let's see. It falls
Saves.
prone in the last square instead.
Alright, it missed the attack, but that means the ogre still takes 4 damage.
Prone. And he takes 4 damage.
Yeah, and that's it, because I missed everything, but that's fine. He's still slowed and prone. Yeah, that's... Bear6 will move over here. And that's his turn.
Ogre 6 is starting within 3 squares, so I'll slide it 1 square away from me.
Alright, that's acceptable. I'll chuck a rock at Validneth.
Bastard. Misses.
Not hitting well with the rocks. Oh well. To Raxos.
Yeah, the question is here, do I take out the archers or do I lay into the foreman? What do you guys think?
I don't know what the foreman does yet.
Probably a lot of melee damage.
Probably.
Alright. Tyraxus will charge down here into the archer. Because we have seen what archers do, and I don't like it. So he'll go here. He will do a charge attack.
Alright.
Let's see here. I am charging. see if I can hit. 23 versus AC.
That hits.
28 damage.
Bloodied.
Excellent.
Sorexus
I will-
throws himself down a cliff.
I will then activate my pinning effect on my weapon, as it were, from my somewhere, you know, the magic siphoned off from the horde. The gleaming of the axe glows a little duller in there, and instead, the magic suffuses the archer, immobilizing it, and it cannot get rid of immobilize as long as I am adjacent to it. So that happens as a free action. Yeah. As a...
It's not what you want to have happen to you when you're an archer.
No. That's sort of my hope here. As a minor action, I will use Shard of Shadow to gain some temporary hit points and some defenses, because this looks pretty tough right now.
Alright.
Yep, that's a mover standard. Let's see,
The minor, so.
Wait, no, I charged.
Mm-hmm.
I have a move left, I think. Is that correct? Sure.
If you charge, your turn immediately ends.
So normally you wouldn't even be able to use the Shroud of Shadow.
Yeah, but the Shroud of Shadow, it's an order thing. You could have just used it before that.
Alright, I'm done then.
Alright.
Am I able to force move to mobilize things?
You are.
I believe
Alright.
so. They just
The
can't.
nightmare. Yeah, the Nightmare Vortex can pull that Orc Archer right here.
Their speed is 0. I believe that's what immobilized to.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright, well, we'll grab that hand axe and see if they can remove this Tyraxus, because that is a problem.
That's a hit, certainly.
Historically, these guys have been great with their hand axes.
They sure have been.
Just smacks Tyraxus with the hand. Maybe Tyraxus didn't really expect it.
No, not this type of attack from an archer in melee. No, that's not what he expected at all, actually.
That's what the orcs are. Well, give them an axe and they can hurt people, generally.
Vertilith wants to protect Tilraxos, so she slides the form in here.
Alright. Well... what does the foreman want to do in this situation? Foreman wants to, destroy things, and Vertilith is right here, so, also the only thing within reach.
Sure is. I'm
Start
proud.
by using his recharge attack, the Angry Smash,
Angus of smashes.
which lets him
Forward
do
smash.
an attack, but basically 2 attack rolls, and he uses the better one
Yes, advantage.
for his attack.
Okay.
What a novel concept.
Yes,
He will do that with his Avalanche Hammer.
probably very bad for this case.
Roll it
specifically.
twice. The damage will just be the first one, and the better roll works.
Got it. Alright, that definitely hits. I'll take 18 damage. He'll take 2 from the Talon Amulet.
Well,
Oof.
as he has used that. Starting by laying in with a pretty sort of safe strike. Him basically fighting with technique rather than just brute force. Then he will shift back. And yes. Better again.
Means I can't hit him. Oh, she has a hand axe, so she could actually attack.
Yes.
Bit annoying. I'd hope to get in between them, but I guess Valenov will move up here. And
Okay. That is a cliff.
that is a good point. And okay, he's gonna slide in right here.
Sure.
Should be able to stand there. No, the archer can attack me if it dares.
Archer has combat advantage.
Well, I would be triggering the attack opportunity here, though.
That's true.
Over here. Okay, good miss. 2 of them?
Yeah, there's 2 of them.
Yeah, but I would have moved like so.
Oh, okay. Just take the first one then.
That is a miss. And then, Bellingham Falls, Mag Archer 4. With this one. I do have common advantage thanks to Tyraxos.
You've cover thanks to Perlith.
That's true. 23.
That hits.
Nice.
Damage.
And until the end of my next turn, the target takes a penalty to damage rolls equal to my con modifier, which is 3.
Okay.
And then, as a mine action, Valignov is gonna heal the left. Yes. Rune of Mending. Go. And spend the healing surge.
I am mended. I regain
And
15 hit points.
Everyone except Veristrix, the loner, gets +1 to all defenses.
Ow.
The power.
And that's my turn. No point spending any action points here.
Orc Archer 1, I will not slide, seems to be in the worst possible position up
Yeah,
against
no
that cliff.
way to get out here, so we'll use that combat advantage, try to get Valignus.
That exactly hits, even with cover and my bonus to defense.
Well,
The shield, it does nothing.
It does
or
nothing.
we'll simply move away, since
Alright, we'll
There's
both
no,
get attacks of opportunity. Woo!
Orc doesn't want to stay there.
Take yours first, sheep.
Okay. Melee basic attack. Smack.
That hits.
I will spend a power point so that I may use my twisted eye attack in place of a melee basic attack.
Oh, no.
Well, actually, Manaki, that should do 3 points more because he hit me.
So 25 versus armor class for 8 damage.
Aha.
Like I suppose that'd be reduced to like 23 because I'm prone. So,
Still fine.
but the orc still does not manage to escape from the clutches of the dragon.
No, tries to sort of get out there. We with a good axe chop, we'll get it, get back. But no, just doesn't.
No escape.
Well, this one will move over here and lay down on a grand slam on Pilbaxos. Combat advantage still misses. Doing such good damage though. Oh well. Which deals then half. Guess I'll do it since he's gone. And makes him prone. This one has to stand up, and he's slowed, which means his speed is 2,
Yes.
something like that.
I
2.
think it's
Just as fast as we can fly.
slow. The creature speed becomes 2 if it was any higher than that. Yes.
It is higher than that, so it becomes 2. It means it really doesn't want to be at the edge. It'll move over here with its standard action and then try to save. And no, it's still slow.
Okay.
Verlith.
Vergalith will stand up as a move action. Upsetting. Like an Ogre 3's damn grand salami attack. As a minor action, I will spend a power point with a Battle Mind's Demand, so I can mark both Ogres 3 as well as the foreman. Yep, so both Ogre 3 and the foreman get marked. Woohoo! After that, I think I will use a standard action. The foreman did move away from me, and that's upsetting. So maybe I can prevent the foreman from being able to do that in the future. That's still in a melee 2 for me, and Verdalith herself has a bit of a reach as she extends a thin line for a lodestone lure against the foreman. 29 versus Will.
Yep.
5 damage. Is pulled 1 square, and until the end of my next turn can only move to squares that are adjacent to me.
Alright.
As Verlith, like, tugs the mammoth foreman, like, back towards her. You bastard. That was my minor, that was a move, that was a standard. I end my turn.
Sure. This ogre accepts that it has to do a thing.
I shifted 1 space over here.
Oh. Then it shifts in here for the advantage. And
Makes sense.
It'll swing down the great club upon Verdalith.
That will not hit.
Or Strix.
Right. The ogre did not save against my slow, so once again, as a minor action, I can continue to throw him as long as he has that active. So I will throw him again. Let's see here. Throw him again, hit the ogre beside him, move him here, and again attempt to throw him off the cliff. So he still gets another save. That's probably a miss on the... No? Okay. He gets thrown off the cliff. Ogre 6 takes... That's a really bad roll. Takes half damage, so 6.
Go. He falls down 30. Which, I mean, you could do that. So
30 squares?
You will... No, like... feet. Which is... Anyway, the falling damage is still done in feet, for some reason.
Okay.
Yeah, could you roll 3d10 and then make it 4d10 because it's cliffs, and we'll give him another save to see if he can grab on there or if he just keeps tumbling down. Poor sod.
Sorry, I had internet issues there. Can you say what I need to roll again? Sorry.
Yes, 4d10 damage.
Okay. 4d10. 30.
Oof.
Sharp clips.
We'll see if he can. Oh, he doesn't grab on. Do that again.
Same one again. Okay.
His big old body just keeps bouncing down.
All right. Wham! And he'll hang out. He'll hang out down there.
Okay.
I have to climb up or leave, probably.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That was a minor.
Might be out of range at this point. You already moved to do that, no?
12 feet up, I can see. Let's see here. What would be more useful? If I can do this, and I will hit both of them. Actually, no. I have a better idea. Let's try and break this foreman's defenses with a mind thrust. Okay, no. I've missed a lot of things today. It's not great. Alright, well, that's fair, Strix.
Ogre 6 is within 3 squares of me, or at least one of its squares is. I think that counts.
Yeah.
I think I'll actually just slide it 1 square away. And then the vortex.
It doesn't like it. It doesn't want to get thrown over the edge. It seems very unpleasant. It'll instead move over here and then chuck a rock at Varistrix. Seems to be doing that.
Sure. That would hit, but it is deflected by his his intellect fortress, which adds 3 to his AC.
Nice.
The boulder just bounces off an invisible barrier and just gets thrown behind him somewhere.
Varistrix doesn't want to be hit until the boulder breaks.
Yeah.
The ogre's like, what the fuck?
Also,
What?
Ogre 4 smacked you with a Grand Slam attack. Missed, but that still makes you prone.
Right. Well, I'll get up. And then we'll try to eradicate this archer, I believe.
Right.
Orc Archer 4 does not have many options, huh?
No, he does not. Alright, combat advantage.
Tilraxis is teaching these orcs why they should have surrendered to him back in the tower.
That's right. Swing. Ugh, 15
That's a
versus
miss.
AC. Oh. That's fucking annoying. I mean, I need some health, I guess. I'll use Draconic Virtue to gain some temporary hit points. So healing. Temp, yes. Could action point, but it doesn't seem worth it for goddamn archer that's like locked in anyway.
Well, the sooner you kill the archer, the sooner you can transition to the ogres, yeah?
It's true. I can certainly try. Let's see, what's my search value? It's 13. Sure, why not? How hurt does the archer seem to be?
Very hurt.
Very hurt.
On a scale from 0 to his max hit points.
Yes. Exactly.
Nice.
That's fucking annoying. Yeah, sure, why not? Action point, let's kill the archer. Or attempt to. Combat advantage. $27 versus
That's
AC.
good.
I better roll.
20 damage.
Something I forgot to do with the other ones actually is that these archers never die easy, and when they drop to 0 hit points, they get to take a standard action. What's my Spencer tried to a hand axe to Axis in the face, which missed it. Well, it was a dream.
Yes.
A valiant effort, the final orc archer, like, never surrender!
Like enraged over being killed.
I am
How dare you kill me?
I am
It's
enraged.
sort of an "I will take you to hell with me"
We
sort
have
of.
had 2 full rounds and only killed 2 measly archers. This is upsetting. But Tyraxis is done.
Right. For in here, it's.
I will not slide the foreman, I'm okay with where he is.
I was about to say he's very upset right now because he has a lot of things to do with his cool hammer, but none of them work when he's like right next to someone. So he will see if he can do whatever it takes to remove Vertilith, so that he can do his cool thing.
That's,
Don't let him do his
that's
cool
not
thing.
very nice.
Let's see here if he gets his recharges his thing. He does. Okay. Means he has it available. So he is going to do a double attack, which means he gets to make 2 attacks.
Okay.
Though they hit a little worse than single. He just wants to do some damage here. So, Vertilith, these will be against you.
That will... Both of those will hit, and you'll take 6 damage, and I take 34.
Alright. So, that's what he was hoping for. Then he will action point.
You take 2 less because of Halldamir.
I take 30 then.
Then the foreman will action point and use the angry smash he recharged to do an avalanche hammer attack with the better of the 2 rolls against Vertilith. 23.
Neither of those will hit.
He's frustrated, but you know, this is he can't move away. So, Vertilith,
Well enough, I will use this daily, yeah? Rune of Endless Fire will burn the foreman. I believe this also does fire damage, doesn't it? It does not.
This is like my
it does
powers.
not.
So this is like my powers that affect the mind that don't do psychic damage.
No, it is a fire attack, so he will also use his Burning Gauntlet. First target hit, which is only him. Hopefully also takes ongoing fire damage.
Hit him.
20?
Nope.
Damn it. Well, he still takes half damage.
It seems low for your attack. Isn't it higher usually? Don't you have like a plus 10?
Let's see. Strength plus 3 plus 1. Seems right. Let me double check because that's important. I should have a plus 11. It doesn't have half my level. Okay.
Thought so. Looked at that, I was like, something wrong
So
there.
it should be a 22.
That hits.
Yes.
Nice.
See?
Okay.
This is what I
That
do.
seems like an oversight from Master Macro Man. Wink, wink.
Master Macroman.
So
It's the worst wrestler.
that's good. He takes 9 points of fire damage. He takes 5 ongoing fire damage. And he is blinded until the end of my next turn.
Nice.
Oof.
But wait, there's more. Action point. And then he's hopefully gonna get smacked with the reversed wrath. With protection again.
And you also have combat advantage because he's blinded.
Yeah.
And you add +2 to damage roll for the rest of the encounter.
Yeah. All these bonuses and buffs.
It's cascading.
27.
Victory.
Good. Takes 15 points of fire and radiant damage. And if he makes any attacks, everyone within 3 squares heals a load of hit points, so please be within 3 squares.
I will try. Of you or of him?
Him. You are within 3 squares. Okay, that was a free standard. Standard. I do have a minor action, which I might as well use. Verlif. You may heal hit points. Healing Surge +4.
That's on me, I presume. Sorry, I had to look away at storm time.
You can heal with a +4 bonus.
Sweet. I'm no longer bloodied.
And everyone within 5 gets +1 all defenses again. That's my turn.
Well, this one will just lay down on Tolacos, really. Like club.
Yeah.
Smack. It's simple, but you know what? It's what it does. This one, I think it'll honestly just leave.
Bye.
Like it looks up at that little ditch and maybe thinks, you know what? Someone should go tell, that everyone's dead. Maybe it'll be the new foreman. Like that.
Promotion, I like it. That's the kind of initiative we need in our lives right there.
So
All right.
it'll just go away.
Okay, my turn. Woo! I love my turn. Great. I'm fine with where I am. I mean, relatively speaking, even though I'm being flanked. This was where I wanted to be, and I guess that's good. As a standard action, I think I will sob profusely. Let's see if I can hit the foreman who is blinded with a a conductive defense attack, as that'll attack reflex, and I'm sure that's easier to hit than armor class on the fucking ogre. 18 versus reflex?
No, barely misses.
I stand corrected about reflex being easier to hit on an ogre. Alright, move action. I don't have anything in particular I want to do. I suppose I'll breathe poison at him.
Alright, yeah.
21 versus reflex.
That hits.
9 points of poison damage. Oh! The 18 did not factor in the combat advantage I have from the blind state. But a
Alright.
20 versus reflex hit.
Yes.
Okay. That would be 11 lightning. And 5 lightning damage if he hits an ally of mine until the start of my next turn.
Yeah,
And,
he's blind and there's a lot of things going on, so.
And I'll activate Shield of Silverlight for funsies. I gleam with moonlight even in the middle of the day. I'm done.
At the end, gleam with moonlight.
Well,
Oh,
this ogre will. It'll lay into Valgneth. He was bright and shiny. There.
Miss.
That's what they do. Lots of damage. Not the best. It was.
okay. What ogre does Tilaraxis look like he's going for?
Well, I mean, he was going here, but now he can't be 3 away from this dude, so that's a bit of annoying.
Well, I can give you combat advantage. I was going to give it to you and this
yes,
guy.
that'll be perfect.
Alright.
Yes, thank you.
So he will attack first, so he doesn't use it up. Okay, well, let's do a burst here. Hit both of them with dishearten. Advantage on the foreman. Let's see. So the second one would be a 24 because I hadn't added the 2.
Those both hit.
12 damage to each, and they both take a -2 to attack rolls.
Nice.
And then, since his minor action is freed up, he will bore into Ogre 3's mind, distracting it and granting combat advantage on the next attack against it. So this
Alright.
dude.
Sure.
And he will stay where he is, up there, floating about.
We're over here. Because he also wants to use his Grand Slam attack. He gets thrown off a cliff or something. And he'll use that on Verlith.
Yes.
That looks like a miss.
With all the defensive bonuses, that will not do it, but I'll still take half damage and be knocked prone.
Yup.
It's the Ogre baseball team in here.
At least they've all done it now, I think.
Except for the guy who fled.
Yeah, well.
Well,
He'll
was
come back and Grand
basically
Slam us.
thrown out of the combat. Relaxes.
Caraxes will see this Ogre clutch his head for a moment.
Well, if I stand inside here, that's probably good for me. Considering
Yes.
things.
Yes.
Blue is good for you.
Blue's good
Yep.
for
Getting
me.
next to me and Valigniv gives you bonuses. You've got cover from me, and Valigniv gives you shiny things.
Oh, that's wonderful. Alright, we'll move here, and with advantage then I shall attack Ogre 3. I will pop the daily. Going for Blood of the Mighty. So let's see if I can do it. Rawr.
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 Oh.
Show him that mighty blood.
I'm trying. 25 versus AC and 51 damage. So yeah, that's
pretty
almost max
good.
damage, I think. No, it's not. I can go higher,
a
but
lot of
that's
damage.
yeah.
Do I need new glasses, or am I seeing a 51 here?
No, yeah, I do.
That's 51.
Oh my god.
It's pretty
Okay.
good. It's pretty good damage.
This is why everyone hates him. It attacks his reflex.
Doctors hate him.
Just hate him.
Kids love him.
Yeah,
Just
and
one
then we'll
saving
do
throw.
a breath like this to breathe some lightning. Just to get the damage in.
Ogre be gone.
Yeah, well, one can hope. So first attack on Ogre 4. 22 versus reflex.
Yep.
11 lightning damage, and the other ogre next to me for natural 1, so it misses.
All right. August seems fairly shaken by that. This guy's blind and on fire, and he can that can't move thing only lasted for.
Yeah, like it doesn't. He can move freely.
Okay,
Well,
good.
yeah.
That is what he wants to do. He will go into. Yeah, that means that he will take a shift back here.
And as he shifts, Vertilift prone teleports onto the other side of the foreman. It's okay though. He's blind.
She's not prone. She's just resting, of
He's
course.
blind. Well, and he will convert his action into a move. Since he can only move half speed, it'll have to be something like
Don't
this
run
to get a
away.
decent range.
You
Okay.
need to attack, though.
I will spend a power point to make my Twisted Eye attack as a melee basic attack against him as he flees from me. I have combat advantage, so that's 24 versus armor class for 17 damage.
That hits.
I suppose it's reduced to like 22 versus armor class because I'm prone.
Uh-huh.
It's like she like flails out with her mind. You get back here, coward!
And then there's some saves he needs to make. I believe the blind is end of turn, but he has fire damage, which he saves against.
Oh. Still has my minus 2 until my turn.
And he's bloodied, which means he automatically recharges all his stuff. Just fun. Belly death.
I should have been a foreman. That was my calling in life.
Well,
Like a CEO, you know. These powers.
so I feel like if I attack Ogre 3, he's just gonna die, which not actually something I want currently. I need someone who attacks us.
Says while bloodied, I need someone who attacked.
Well, I mean, you can provoke from him, he will surely take that attack.
Oh, that's a good point.
You can drink a potion.
No, it needs to be during its next turn. But I was just gonna smack this ogre. I think.
I mean, I'm sure they'll be coming for you anyway, so don't worry about that.
No, actually, if we'll steal a healing surge from
Me.
from
From
you,
yourself, because you have the most healing surges.
I need. Okay,
Take a second wind.
can't be very strict. Yeah, Vellingnef will use his Shield of Sacrifice.
What's you?
Unfortunately, yes, okay. He will use his own healing surge to heal both Tyraxos and Vertilift. You can each heal as if you had spent a healing surge.
Nice.
That's really good.
+4, right?
+4, yes.
Excellent.
And all of us get +5 to armor class.
That's completely opposite of what usually happens.
Whooshing.
That's really cool. I like that.
That makes my armor class very high.
This is a bizarre timeline when Malignant had more healing surges.
I know.
Yeah, something has happened. Something has changed in the Matrix.
And then Vellingnef is gonna smack this ogre.
Smack it.
Smack. It didn't hit me, so I don't have a bonus. Oh, I do have +4 to damage.
20
Oh,
damage then.
+2.
20?
How much plus damage do I have? +2. It is a 29 for 18 damage.
That hits, certainly.
Good. And until the end of my next turn, he is vulnerable 2.
Oh, that's nice.
Vulnerable 5 against opportunities.
Sure. Step forward. Try to hit Tyraxos. Great club.
I resist.
My.
I don't. What the fuck is with these attack rolls on me? Everything is hit. Oh my god.
club comes down. Ultrarexus is like ripping into the other ogre.
You do... Something happens though, right? Because you attacked... sheep? Or...
No, I didn't use that check.
Oh, okay, cool.
Move action, stand up, fucking damn grand slams. Looks around. Looks back here. This damn foreman, who obviously is trying to get away from her. I don't think there's any doubt of that.
He like moves backwards, turns around, like begins to stomp and like raise the hammer, you know.
So I will use my my final power point on to augment my lodestone lore attack so that I can become a melee 5.
Why?
See if I can reach out and grab this damn foreman here. 22 versus will?
That hits.
Yep. So, takes 5 damage, and it's pulled as far as it can go into me, and can only move to squares that are adjacent to me till the end of my next turn. Lassos the foreman back in.
Sticky mode activated.
I've marked this bastard. I do not want him to get away. That will be the end of my turn, yep.
Well, here we'll shift back. He's hurt. And marked, really. But I can't really reach the mark, so... I have to just attack with a -2. I'll try to smack Soul Access with a -2.
Nope.
11 probably won't hit.
No.
Forest checks.
Well, I could pile damage onto the foreman, or I can try and make life for you guys over there easier.
If you could...
Life is best for you when you hit as many targets as possible, right?
Yeah.
Like,
If you could dishearten these two, that would help a lot.
That's what I was planning. I will do that, or attempt to at least. I am burnt out on PowerPoint, so it's as basic as it's gonna be, but it still works well if it does it. So let's. It's a 2, 1, 28,
Nice.
26,
It's double hits, yeah.
9 damage each, -2 to attack rolls.
Nice.
Wonderful.
nicely done.
Enough.
That is what I was hoping for.
He will
Yes,
stay where he is.
The wound's bleeding, and then like the mental burst just snaps something. Its eyes cross over as it groans and just slumps onto the ground.
That is it.
Alright.
Ogre 6 is starting within 3 of me, so let's shift him like towards this along this diagonal, so that he's closer to me.
Alright. Move over here. Provide some combat advantage. Attack Vertilith. Because it's full of spectral stuff.
That will not hit thanks to the immense amount of armor class I have from
Sure.
Valignith.
29.
It's a bet.
Respectable.
It was a 27 because of the combat advantage.
Somehow, the grand scheme of the ogres.
This is highly annoying that he moved there because now he's blocking my path. I think I will risk it. With my super high AC currently, now is the time to gamble, I suppose.
That's right.
T-Rexes will move away from that ogre.
Alright. He will attack. His
Just have
They
-2.
miss.
Yep. Thanks to your 26 armor class.
Yep. And then T-Rexes will move like so. And he's gonna charge. Well, he's gonna charge from here, I guess. So it'll be like this. Clonk.
Alright, so take another attack of opportunity.
Yep.
That's a
Yeah,
hit.
no, that's a hit, certainly.
That damage again for 30 damage.
I'm down then,
Alright.
Poof.
I think. No? Yep, I am. -1.
Sure, so Rexus gets ready to do his mighty charge.
For fuck's
A
sake!
club-
The only
unseen
thing he
club
can do is a
behind.
crit to down me, and that's what he does. I'm fucking done. I'm done with this. This campaign is over.
It's happened.
I mean, you were absolutely right with, like, it was time to take that risk, like, with the 26 armor class, and the ogre rolled a 20. We can't predict that.
Hey, at least you can hit things up.
Foreman can't move away. We'll do his double attack on Verlith.
Neither of those will hit.
Good.
Alright. When he's bloodied, he can spend a bloody smash as a minor action, which he will try, which means 1 attack, 2 attack rolls.
Neither of those will hit.
Well, he'll have to begin retreading. Yeah, I mean, he can get away as he just roars in anger, swings the hammer wildly, but its reach really just isn't that effective. It's such close.
The fat dragon just hugs as close to the ogre as she can.
Grabbing his leg, he's like, ah!
Gnawing at his ankle.
Yeah. Malagnith. The ogres are looking to you.
Well, they may. Already blew all my healing.
Shift up and fly away. That's what you do. And don't do what I did because they crit.
Yeah, I've noticed.
I can't take any more immediate actions, though.
So you could move freely.
Foreman could, but the others have used it.
I think Blackguard is fine for the time being. And I have faith in Verlith right in the foreman there. So Blackguard is gonna go here. He will attack the ogre with his word shielding. No, he's not gonna do that. He's gonna second wind. And heal for that. Which he also heals with a platform bonus, which is nice.
Nice. Yep. You're gonna have to start tanking things.
Yeah. And then my AC is at 24, which is respectable, so that's good.
Yeah, you have cover from me as well because you're adjacent to me.
And because he can, he's gonna do something like this and breathe on the foreman.
Sure.
I've got a +2 to damage. 16 was his reflex.
That won't hit.
Damn it. I tried.
Yeah.
That'll be his turn.
Ogre 4 will... You know what? He'll chuck a rock at Varistrix. Rip one out of the wall here.
Oh, yeah, sure. That hits. 16. I'm almost dead. No.
He roars. He's sure the weird spell dragon killed the other ogre.
What? Me? He didn't say anything.
He felt a mental thing going on.
He just
Not
walked off the
stupid.
cliff himself. Wasn't me.
No, yeah. I guess he's killed both ogres. Then. Yeah. Verlith.
I can't tug anymore, guys. Well, I can, sort of. Depends on his distance from me. I'm only so sticky. Standard action is going to be to use a conductive defense attack against the foreman, as I still have it roped in for now. 23 versus reflex for 11 lightning damage.
That'll hit. Zap.
I don't have any other crazy bullshit powers at my disposal, other than to renew the light because it's that will.
Yeah.
And the Ogre 6 is not adjacent to me, so that'll be the end of my turn, reluctantly.
Varistrix.
We really want that foreman down, and let's see here. Guaranteed damage is the way to do it. Varistrix is going to shoot a magic missile at him.
Alright.
For 8 damage.
Sure.
8 guaranteed damage.
Yes.
Not bad.
Then just got chucked. A boulder just got chucked at him, so he's gonna land first of all on the edge here. So let's see. And he's gonna walk away from the edge, so he can't be targeted. He's far enough away that it can't be seen.
Mhm.
There we go.
I'll do a little dance with Ogre 6 by shifting him over here.
Mhm.
Thanks to the Nightmare Vortex.
Alright, well, he will swing a great club at Verdalith then.
That will not hit.
We'll go back here.
Damn it.
Oh.
He's scared of the foreman too. Thoraxus. That is one attack on the death saving. How does it do damage without the striker? Well, Warren will just do a normal attack actually. Swing at Redolith.
That will not hit.
That is embarrassing. And he will shift back.
He shifts back, and Verdolith will follow.
Alright, he gets it. No more shifting. Yeah, no, that's a move action, so... Velignith.
What is it to give someone a potion?
It, I believe, is an action.
Alright, Bellingham will do that.
And then bequeath unto Tilraxos. Like, regurgitate the healing potion in his mouth as he once did for you during the Wraith fight.
Yeah.
Punch it in the teeth and then... into the mouth, like feeding a baby bird.
Yeah.
It's intimate, but it's also required. It's fine.
Alright, I just checked. The bonus to healing is only to my powers. It is not to everything. Yeah, the Raxus can heal whatever a healing potion heals for. Like 10.
He's at 10 hit points and prone.
And
The ogres will never notice.
Not at the moment.
Play dead, dragon.
There were more of them still, they might.
Velignov will use another one of his items, his Iron Skin Belt. That's 5 to all weapon damage.
Let me tell you what, that'd be useful if you were getting hit by 97 4-bet attack. Oh, shit.
And that's his turn.
Alright. Is Ogre here? There's no more anyone to do bad things to. I'll move over here and hit Velignith.
That was a miss.
Alright.
Shield. No, the shield had no relevance, but still.
Yes, the shield, yes. Standard action, conductive defense attack. Nope, that won't do it. Move action and minor action will combine to prance around and taunt the foreman. That'll end my turn.
Mm-hmm. Or checks.
Well, really want that foreman to die, so risk
Tough cookie.
peeking out again. Just shoot at the foreman. He has to die eventually, for sure.
That is certainly one mindset.
22 versus Will for 8 damage. Alright. I don't have anything I can do. I mean, I could send a message as a free action to an ogre, but I don't know what that would do.
Hey, I understand, man. I'm in your spot. We're out of PowerPoints.
Yeah.
I get it.
Let's see. Yeah, I have my breath, but I'm not going down there. So I will sit pretty. For now, at least.
So,
It may.
5 foot step back and indeed hit it Velignith.
They're too scared to hit you, Sheep.
Yeah.
Raxos.
I got this, Raxos. You go help Verlith.
Well, hell, you can just second wind down there if you want, dude.
Yes. Ah.
You could also stand up and charge.
Provoking 2 attacks from this? I don't think so.
But you could.
I don't think
That's
so.
what got him into this mess the last time.
Honestly, I think you should just fucking play dead in second wind. Like, have them keep attacking Phylacteries.
I guess I could.
You have 10 hit points, so, like, as soon as, like, if any of them pays attention to you, thump.
Sure. I will second wind. Just take a deep breath down there on the ground. You know. Also activate Vice's reward.
You gain a +4 power bonus because you're taking a second, or does that sheep does he not get that?
No, it's only
power
my
bonus.
powers.
I get it. I
Oh,
understand.
okay.
No, damn it.
Not everyone.
Not everything forever. Sad. Tyraxis there just contemplates his life and how many times he's been knocked prone.
Insta breathe some shadow.
Has to stop. This has to stop. This can't be. This can't be how this ends.
Perhaps the Earl is pretty serious when he sends someone to say, "Hey, what's up? You not be paying taxes."
Let's see here. You know what? Fuck it. I'll stand up because I need to get to business.
All right.
That's
I like
a good
it.
move action.
Yeah, that's my move.
Tyraxis can appreciate taxes, but they will be his.
Yes. Yep, that's it.
Wants to do his thing.
Get away now.
Moves over here.
Shit. Straight up move will just end up provoking a basic opportunity attack from me this time, and I don't have any power points left to do any of my fancy shit.
Crit the fucker.
1d20 plus 6 plus 1. That will not hit his armor class.
That's the opposite. Oh well.
Yeah, there's only so much will we can now put.
I suppose there should be another 2 added to that. I don't think it's relevant.
And then he will charge Vertlith
Oh, he's a charger too.
Alright.
with the avalanche hammer. Getting his nice +1 to hit.
He sure does.
I forgot to recharge his thing. Sorry. Oh.
Nope.
Yes, nice.
Oh. Oh.
Vertilith's force of body and the rocks and everything just gets in and obscures him.
If he had hit, he would do more damage.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you, fuckers, I should have been a foreman. Like,
Yeah, Foreman is where it's at.
can we recruit this guy to manage our
Oh,
quarry?
that'd be so good if we could. What does he train these guys with?
Right. Valinov will step up, and then he will smack ogre number 4
Right.
with his anvil that he doesn't have yet.
Just pulls an anvil out of like a portable hole.
It's a symbol, but it still works.
25 versus fortitude.
Nice.
Hits.
Alright, he takes 13 points of fire and radiant damage, and I have resist 5 to all his attacks, and also, whenever he shifts, either I or an adjacent ally may make an opportunity attack. He's probably not going to shift.
No, he used to be into just murdering you for this.
Do the burning gauntlets you use give any bonus to like all of your fire attacks across the encounter, or does that have the fire keyword?
The fire keyword.
Okay,
Even though my attacks currently do fire damage, the burning
use the
gauntlets do
fire
nothing.
keyword. Got it.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, then he'll try to hit you.
Yeah.
Club.
Hit me. No.
Vertlith.
All right, our showdown fucking continues here between defender and person who doesn't want to be next to defender. 28 versus reflex for 12 lightning damage.
That hits, yeah.
Die! No!
just like crackling and burning as electricity. Vertilith says, you know, is mainly a taunt like, have you considered changing employment? We have opportunities for advancement.
Here's a pamphlet.
There are benefits.
I'll shift here.
Could I entice you to shift here instead? Because that might allow me to flank.
Sure. If you're feeling so bold, instead of shifting there, I'll shift there, and then my turn.
Right, worst checks.
Let's keep thrusting the form. Let's keep attacking the foreman. with mind thrusts. We go 11 damage, 24 versus Will.
Can he just
Yep.
die? Jesus Christ.
Oh, die!
Foreman training for everyone.
You got a lot of damage at the beginning of the battle, and now it sort of trickles away a little bit.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, that's all he's got.
Right.
There at least.
Well, this ogre will attack Valagneth. And miss.
Miss. The shield.
Blocked by the
It
shield.
works.
Raxos.
Tyrannosaurus
Worked
will
twice now in this entire campaign.
shift fly up here. And then he'll charge!
Alright.
Get him! I don't know if... do I flank here?
Yeah, you're directly opposite.
Yes, you would track a line through them.
Excellent. My plan worked. Let's see if I can capitalize on this. Because god damn it, this ogre is not the only that can flank. Sim charging. I have advantage. Charging bonus.
Manamana. It would be pretty spiffy if you could end the showdown between the two of us.
I will do my best. I can tell you that much. Wow! 29 AC, 21
Hit.
damage. I will add a Dread Smite on that as a free action.
Yeah, notice you haven't used those.
Yep. For an additional 5 Cold Chronic and 5 ongoing.
Well, you hurt.
I'll shift him up here.
And he takes his 5 ongoing. They use a double attack until Raxos.
Okay.
Actually, this time I will remember to recharge, maybe. Okay, well,
That's
25.
2.
and 20.
25 would hit.
The 25, 15 damage will also apply to the foreman.
Nice.
Oh no.
Mind spike.
Mind Spike.
Okay, that staggers him pretty badly.
Drives it right into his head. The audacity of the foreman turning away from her.
As he's sort of staggered. He's bleeding all over. He's been scorched. He's been burned. He's been shocked. A little bit poisoned. Like, it's been a hell of a day.
Sure has.
As he will grunt and sort of froth a bit in anger. Sagging down badly as the frost sort of creeps into his wounds and darkness begins to swell in his eyes from the ongoing damage.
I wish we could have him.
Oh, he still has it. As he will say, "Why do you persist? The Earl wishes you to serve him."
You just answered your own question.
Oh, yes.
We are the peak of existence. We serve no one.
Blackguard will use another of his items, Power Jewel, to get back more anvils.
many
Another
things
anvil, you
bad?
say? Oh.
He pulls open his cloak and over here. I
Oh, that's the crit.
Go!
You're attacking which one?
Whoa!
Number 4, this one.
All right.
Top one.
So 18 damage. Blooding it.
And I don't know why the rest of the text is red.
I like it though.
You're a red dragon. It makes sense.
It just wants you to show how good it is. It's great. I love it.
You should have a little effect if someone crits, like a little explosion or something.
It's like, congratulations, he's dead.
Kapoof!
You win.
All right.
But yeah, that's all there was.
You'll try to respond. No.
He's a bit tired, it looks like.
Yes. He's sort of swinging the club, little pesky Valagneth is dodging. And...
Move action to shift up here. Do. Standard action. We'll keep on that conductive defense attack. I did hit him with that last turn, and he should have taken lightning damage. First time that's ever been applicable. Oh well. Let me go ahead and see if I can make the attack against him
We get
again.
5 lightning damage when he hits an ally, right?
Yeah, it
Attacks or
would.
hits.
Let's see here. From the last time,
Hits.
he would have taken 5 lightning damage when he hit Toraxos, and he definitely hit
He did.
Toraxos last time.
Alright, but a 16 will miss.
Okay.
Is that with the flank?
That's 18 versus reflex with the flank.
Still.
Yep.
Just.
Because they have high reflex. Well, he has anyway.
The ogres seem to have high pretty much everything. The normal ones have just a baseline, really.
Yep. The foreman is really good, really special. Verdalith will spend her move in quick action saying, "Well, we want the Serpentine Earl to serve us." And end her turn.
You're mad people.
Well, you might as well use this encounter because it has no really practical use. So you'll use a free action as an encounter to send a mental message to this foreman and basically say, we bow down to nobody, and then just like mind thrust him straight after that message. Like not even give him a chance to like.
I like that.
Nice.
25 versus will for 11 psychic damage.
Alright.
That.
We bow down to nobody.
He looks up, mumbles like madness, and then I guess like his eyes just go white.
Yeah.
Looking up at Varstix, he just like falls over, maybe like really steps to the side as the body like slumps down heavily in the dust.
Feeble creature.
The ogres are sort of roaring, like this is madness.
We speak about this madness, but what does it really
They
mean?
can't conceive a reality in which a hill giant doesn't deserve to rule.
Yeah.
It's impossible. It's a natural order. I'll strike at Velganith. No,
No.
not even anger.
The shield.
The shield, they did.
Troraxos.
He's so happy, so proud. I guess I'll charge back into the ogre over here.
I have a +1 to attack.
Charging back in is going to provoke from there because they're ranged.
You're right. Fuck.
No, they'd only provoke from the close square.
Oh, okay.
They have attacks that are ranged, but they don't.
Alright.
Most monsters that have long range in this game actually don't. Threaten from not attacking.
Have a pass.
I gotta get
Fine.
used to that.
I'll take it. Traxxas will charge in here. Full speed ahead. Do a charge attack, which means I have a hit bonus. I have some damage bonus.
Yeah, an extra +1 from the red ore.
Extra +1. Wow! 18 versus AC.
Just hits, yeah.
Alright, 15 damage to Ogre 4. And we'll apply the Dread Smite for another 5 and 5 ongoing. And that is it.
Velganith.
Pour it on that bloodied ogre.
Oh yeah.
Do it.
He will do it.
Do it.
Eh?
He reaches into his pocket and pulls out another anvil.
Like 4 anvils stacked behind him.
Where
Like
do you
an
get
Acme.
these?
Fucking ordered them from Acme, like Wily.
Yeah, Wily Coyote delivery.
He is out of anvils, sadly. He will smack him with another crit.
Holy shit!
Holy moly.
Whack, whack, whack.
Another
The shield deserves a word of shielding.
crit.
Oof, nice.
The word is too much for the ogre.
Just before his turn too.
Almost like that was the point.
Aha.
Is this our
We'd
chance?
never admit it though.
And that's Velganith's turn.
Velganith.
Verdalith will move 5 here. Standard action to Lodestone Lure at Ogre 6. 16 versus Will.
No.
Alright. The Ogre, in his fury over the natural order being defied,
They're pretty
Resist.
independent teams. It's like a whole ranking system for things.
He is within 3 from me, so as a battle mind's demand, I will mark him.
Mark it.
Will be the end of my turn.
Foresters.
Just will dishearten the ogre. Will sap its will. Stop fighting.
It's
Looking at a rough
Two.
attack penalty.
Yeah.
If it was smarter, it might run. At this point. And again, it might fail at running. Gonna try to hit Velgneth. Worked great
minus-
so far.
That's a -4 as well.
It's -4, so 8
Yeah.
versus your armor class.
That no.
Alexis. Kill.
Well, I need to get into a sort of flank here, so I just want to scoot over here. A shift, and then he will take a swing.
Dragons working as like a pack.
Yeah.
Hunters.
That's great. I mean, it's too small and tiny to do anything else here. That's probably a miss.
That's a miss, yeah.
Yep.
Dragons.
I think that surely will not miss.
Did take it pretty well.
Consecutive 20s.
That's not a 20. That's a miss.
That's not a hit, yeah.
Can you shift south so it's easy? Well, I guess Berlith will go into.
Yeah, Verlith is coming.
You know, just for that, fuck y'all. You know what? Just for that. Shit. I will. I'll move here. And standard action, use a conductive defense attack against the ogre. That's 17 versus reflex.
Nah, barely misses.
Surprisingly reflexive.
I know they have more reflex than we do.
Yeah, what the hell?
Fucking super ogres. Jeez.
Popping and locking breakdance ogre over here, just swinging. Oh well.
He's very unencumbered by his loincloth.
I mean, but is he unencumbered? But like the one.
Dungeons
ton
and
of
Dragons
fat?
is stupid.
That's like it's really weird. Yeah. Maybe keep disheartening him. So he doesn't get more.
I mean, if I were him, I would be pretty disheartened.
Remember, this was a medium challenge goal, everyone. Finish off the rest of the army.
Mikey?
Barrier strikes? Are you with us?
Sorry, my internet is weird. Yes, I am with you all, and I'm gonna kill this ogre.
No, that is not a high enough.
Alright. That's fine.
Well,
I won't move him.
we'll try. I mean,
Who's he attacking?
That's another crit. There you go.
Bellingham still.
Oh.
That is a crit. Oh my. So that's 40 damage.
Which means the ogre takes 40 damage.
Well,
I'm taking you with me.
Wait, 40
go
damage? How? Oh, I guess it's max damage.
It's a crit. Oh no, wait, it's max damage, it's not double damage.
Yeah, it's max damage, right?
yes, that's true. Yes, that's entirely true.
I was
It's only
saying,
26 damage.
So
Yeah, there's a-
Jonas's character would not have been knocked unconscious when he got crit last time.
excuse me. Like, my god.
That's much better.
Relax us.
Alright, yeah, let's swing. We have combat advantage. We
Yeah,
have
+1.
+1 to damage.
No, +1 to attack.
Oh, +1 to attack. Nope.
Lilith.
Valdenif will surely be victorious.
They're big and tough foes.
18.
Hits.
This encounter is just no longer interesting.
Yeah.
It's fine. will die eventually.
I clicked a button, 18 versus reflex.
Oh.
For 13 lightning damage instead of 12.
Oh.
All right. Oh, go for Blackguard some more.
No.
There you have it.
Or my
Yay!
So clubbing himself to death.
Best power in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
So he like strikes Valagnith, and I suppose Verdalith,
Oh shit! Is he down?
like,
Damn it.
I guess it's like an opposite
Yeah, mind
force
fucks him.
reaction.
It's,
Like
yeah, it's a recoil effect. It's
hits him, fucking club flies in the other direction. Ogre's just like flung over here.
the nightmare vortex and the rocks just like flow around the ogre. It's like the encounter ends.
Or 6 will fly down here.
In the distance, that like ogre that just fell down the cliff is like running. Oh, look at back.
I escaped that one.
Ooh, this is bad. Bad people, I'm forming now. Oh.
So let's get our boy up.
Airstrix comes down. Verdalith like looks around. She flies up to grab like the ogre heads, and then slowly begins to fly after the running ogre.
Gonna throw them at him.
Yes.
He's running pretty fast, but given the terrain, you could probably get to like above and then like chuck heads at him.
Yeah. She probably wants to like try and corral him towards the canyon where the harpies are. I think that's her scheme, Manaki.
Sure.
All right. But he is going to not go in the canyon, ideally, but past it closely,
Yeah.
because that's the only way he knows. Yes. What are the rest of you doing while that happens?
Well, getting Malignant off the floor.
After battle, he stabilizes,
Okay.
and you
That's
can
good.
spend a 10-minute rest to have him begin to like wait. Oh, you could just like.
Verisix would like to take a peek at that hammer.
Sure. Goes over to the foreman.
Yes.
It's a large hammer,
I like large.
covered in giant runes.
Hmm.
They're both big and in giant. So giant runes.
Let's can you divine what these do? Con check perhaps?
Yes, sure.
Okay.
It'll be a little easier because you've seen it do
In
things.
action. Yeah. Oh, that's bad. 15.
It's pretty bad, but you'll have it. Yes, this is an avalanche hammer, as it turns out. When it's a +2 hammer, first and foremost. It does extra damage and a knock prone effect on a critical hit, and it has a property which is when you hit an enemy with a melee basic attack on a charge, you deal 1 weapon extra damage.
I need this.
Oh.
I need
It's a
this.
pity Jonas doesn't get to have that.
Yeah, everything gets sucked into.
Well, you already got a weapon thing. We had that conversation about your super cool weapon thing. You already got it. Damn.
What?
It's also a
Keith,
hammer.
you do a bunch of charges. Yeah, it's also a hammer.
It only works on hammers, but you can retrain your if you want to.
Proficiency.
My god. I'm
Or to fight in a different way to channel the earth power, the hammer.
Chief,
Anyway,
what weapon to use?
I use a hammer.
Yeah.
also has a different thing, which is a pair of large iron armbands with similar-looking runes. These you can identify as iron armbands of power, which give a +2 item bonus to melee damage rolls when worn.
Oh. Alright. Interesting.
I'm also interested in those.
Of course, all the melee would be interested in that. Any melee would be interested in that.
And what does it do?
+2 to
Damage rolls for melee attacks.
when worn.
So I can give you a cut out of those.
Yes, please.
For now, though, As you're looking over that, maybe you guys can take like a short rest while
Yeah.
that happens. We have Birdlith flying with a bunch of ogre heads, following a running ogre.
Yep, harassing. Like, he moves faster, but the terrain, like, hinders him and not me.
Mm-hmm. As you sort of get over to the canyon, following him, flying with the heads, you do notice that that some of the harpies that are sort of staying there are watching this ogre, and sort of slowly closing in themselves. Yeah, and it's probably, well, they seem cautious, but also they clearly want to murder the ogre.
Yeah.
From the looks of things.
When Vertilith establishes that they want to strike at the ogre, she'll stop harassing so much and, like, break off. Like, so that she's not, like, directly close to the ogre, because, she doesn't want her to be a reason why they don't attack.
She leaves, and as the ogre sort of continues to run, sort of getting winded and whatnot, a bunch of smaller birds, held by the harpies, sort of swoop down and begin to cut and bite and sort of scratch at the ogre, doing flyby sort of dive attacks, basically. As a single harpy moves close and, from the looks of it, begins to sing as the air burns in a massive radius around her, as if the harpy becomes sort of an emanation of blue flame that, after, like, basically just follows the ogre from the air, cooking it until it collapses into a pile of steaming meat.
Vertilith is impressed.
The harpy collects the hawks and returns to a perch in the canyon.
Okay. Vertilith thinks better of going to have a conversation with the harpies and decides to return to her companions. Who knows what Velignif has done next? What crazy thing.
Return to them as they're looking at the hammer and the brace, sort of arm guards. Malignant is probably waking up,
Yeah.
sputtering a bit.
Dreamt of hammers.
She lands the fat dragon. I have resolved the runner.
You?
Excuse me, I can't hear you from the sound of your broken teeth and mangled body. What did you say to me?
No, Nothing. Good job.
She
Very
nods at
successful.
that. If we're all good here, why don't we, since we're so damn close, take a look at the tower?
Yeah, what was going on there? I wonder what the mage person did in there.
Veristrix, I'm sure you would like to take a look at that circle that was at the top.
He nods. Yes. With the glance I got, I couldn't really figure, so a closer look would be appreciated.
We may as well do so now, as we are here. If the wizard does not return, then we can make use of the tower. If he does, then she shrugs, rolls her fat shoulders.
Sounds like a plan.
Was that all the loot on the ogres, Manaki? Was there any money?
Yes, they don't seem to have been bringing a lot of money on their tax collecting mission.
Okey-doke.
There you go. Yes, and you want to continue on. moving on to the tower. I mean, it's pretty close by. It takes basically no time to go there. Let's put a fireplace in the middle of a thing, but you can probably for that, like, scatter that pretty easily. Yeah, I mean, the tower looks like it's been repaired a bit. Walls have been begun being sort of risen up. Some of the debris has been moved out of the way. Primarily, though, where the before was a basement floor, it's sort of been leveled, made flat, and this sort of strange ritual circle placed in the center.
Yeah, let's look at that. It's a fairly prominent part of this place.
Sure. Do we like an Arcana check?
Sure.
Want to do
Perhaps this time I will fare better. Not too much better, but okay.
This is difficult. It appears that many of the sigils and runes and such are not what you would instinctively know that people use. Whoever made this is of a magical tradition that is far removed from what's sort of the current standard. That
Right.
said,
No, just yeah, right.
That said, it does appear that this is a teleportation circle. Likely, however, looking at it, it is somewhat incomplete and doesn't have any... Well, basically, teleportation circles work in that you can, from a teleportation circle, go to any other circle whose sort of unique identity sigils you have studied personally. This one's identity sigils have not been made yet. As such, people can only leave from this one to some place they've been before, but nobody can sort of hop in here at the moment. Seems like a lot of work has gone into it, though. The repairing of the tower has been sort of it seems like a lesser priority compared to getting this thing done.
So he'll tell everyone this. Well, Belignus, because everyone else has seemed to have fallen away. But he will propose that the fact that if the wizard had left, it was through this circle, and he has no easy way to return here through this circle right now. If he has left through this.
So did he escape, or did he always plan on just using this to go somewhere else?
Well, this is incomplete. I would assume that had he not been interrupted, he would have completed it and been able to use it as he wishes, but perhaps he had to use it in its uncompleted state, and for now, he cannot return to it.
Where did he go?
I don't know if I can
That's
figure
the way
that
to
out.
know.
No.
Some place, to some other permanent circle, in a place where he had been before. Basically, is how you. That's how.
Versix just says anywhere.
They exist in some major cities that are magically aligned. Generally, you pay a hefty fee for being allowed to use them, but wizards, have access to money.
Which does open the fact that he probably won't be back for quite a while. And if we so wanted to, we could possibly temporarily stay here.
From the ledge, Verlev calls out, "If he won't be back then whatever we do to this place is irrelevant and not of his concern. If he seeks to reclaim the tower he abandoned, we'll have to have a conversation."
I agree. We did clear it out for him, after all.
We did not clear it out for him.
In either case, we have somewhere more fortified. I would argue we could move here.
This tower has a better vantage point than the camp of that burgle does.
It is also closer to your dwelling, Bertolet.
That is a compelling reason for you all not to be here.
Is the tower like structurally sound? It was a ruin.
I mean,
Not too long
there's
ago.
no. You can sort of sit up on the wall there, but there's no roof at the moment.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of walls and
Yeah.
rubble. Like again, whoever was rebuilding this was focusing on this circle mainly.
So yeah, I suppose we can certainly like live here because we can access the higher points of the tower by flying. But to move minions in here, I mean we can do that too, but restoring the tower seems a long way away.
I do like this place though.
Yes.
I'm fine with it. If you people prefer this, we can certainly move camp here. Maybe you can reinstall all the copper tubing in the basement.
No, that's been used.
Oh,
Seems
right.
like the basement has been leveled.
Oh, how do you level a basement?
You fill it up.
Oh.
Probably
that
the work of elementals.
You know, he didn't have much time, that wizard, to get done what he wanted done, but what he got done was good.
Cleaned up. You know, made a sound floor.
Could be literally anywhere in Faerun.
Yep. Well, he probably went home.
I mean, even for a wizard, that was a lot of ogres.
Yep.
Orcs to like. Sure,
And given enough time, perhaps I might be able to purpose this circle for our own. Well, my own
Jaraxxus looks
use.
suspiciously at the circle.
Vertilus snorts, and then says, "Where do you three wish to move the supplies and gold?"
Well, if we make this a new permanent transient base, let's maybe-
Transient? She blinks.
transient base.
Permanent transient.
The new word he's learned from the Mad Mage. We might as well move everything here.
She says, "I wish to continue dwelling within the pipe. I have no interest in the tower or what I saw of the bandit camp."
That seems perfectly fine. Yeah, what do you guys think?
I like it here.
Fairly ambivalent. My opinion is transient.
Yes.
It's hot and windy up here, certainly.
I mean, I
The walls
like
do
it.
provide some resistance for that. But sitting on top of it, you sort of have a constant blow of wind coming in over the mountains.
That's kind of nice.
Hot
Like-
winds rising.
I think Tilraxxus' only problem with this place was that it was an eyesore when he stared at it from the
Oh, yeah.
peak.
Yeah, no, that's it can't be higher than the peak. That's
Now, if you could teleport it to the peak.
Vertilith has no interest in teleportation circles or hot and dry air.
From here, basically, to restate it, it's basically the place with the best view in the valley. Since you can see from here out across the canyon, the lower valley, you can see over the old dam and all the way to the distant lake.
all right. Fine, we'll move here. Jaraxxus likes the view.
Beautiful place. Down below, you have the verdant sort of lowlands. You can't really see the upper valley much, but it's an airy place full of dust. So
Jaraxxus.
you get that morning sun. A good amount of evening sun too. So,
You are a shrewd salesman, Manaki.
I'll have to build like a widow's perch or something
People
up
don't
top.
come bothering you because they have to walk really far over very bad sort of hiking terrain to get up here. Get to be left alone.
Alright, great. We're moving into the tower. Guess what? Everything you've done with the camp, drop it. It's time
Just try to get no one else can use it.
Yeah. I mean, in the future we might.
Well, it's also possible that not all three of you have to live on that tiny tower.
Yeah, well.
Especially if Valignev gets his damn anvil.
Yeah, no, that's... might need to dig out the basement again after all.
Out there somewhere, people are moving.
There's an apple coming.
Very slowly.
Bringing a goddamn anvil because they were asked to. All the way.
Ordered a goddamn
All the
apple.
way. Yeah. I mean, it certainly would also be the place that has the most wind in the valley.
Sure.
The other place here is sort of a little bit sheltered, while this is sort of getting straight. Very fresh, Nice breeze, nice summer breeze.
Can I move there personally? It seems nice.
I mean, if only there was a roof.
Yeah. Eventually.
These three dragons are going to have to hash it out amongst themselves and their minions.
And you tell all the people at the camp that they should stop cleaning and get over here right now. They might look at that and suggest that maybe tomorrow they will make the hike because it's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of them are somewhat like wounded and tired and
The minions also really won't have like a place to rest like inside. They have
Master will
dilapidated tower.
groan loudly and complain about his old bones. And, if you wanted to kill him, you could do it faster.
Then he gets taken back to the place where everything happened.
He used to be there all the time, but
Maybe coming back here will unlock some secret memory.
That's a bad and good thing. We'll see.
And then in the super cramped quarters, the orcs and hobgoblins stuck next to the mad wizard and his golems.
It doesn't seem super cramped in here.
Hey, we can have a corner each. It's fine.
I mean, I'm up on the widow's perch. That's where I sit. Counting the gold.
I mean, I like the idea of Veristix just being smack dab in the middle of the ritual circle, just like, yeah,
Sitting on the circle on the
It's
pillow.
mine.
It's like,
it's mine.
I mean, they destroyed his wooden tower, so
You know what? Maybe our minions can build some wind shelters and protections in here.
if they look at the prospect of dragging wood all the way up here,
Yeah.
they sigh.
Who sighed? Who dared?
All of them collectively.
I will kill every single one of you.
All right.
That's not gonna get anything built, though.
Dare sigh at the dragon. My god.
Yeah, I mean, you can bring him there if you so desire.
I think that's what's happening.
Spending a day to
Yeah.
grab a few people. You want to bring Master Wizard too? Against all these complaints?
Well, I would not like him to stay by himself, so yeah.
He'll be fine. He's been all these years. He'll be in the forest. He said.
No.
You can just
No.
come find him.
No. He's coming.
You gonna carry him?
If he protests that much, at a certain point, Veristix will just, won't just grab him, but will state that he will bring him himself and drag him so the golems don't just suddenly like attack. But then they won't come with then, would they?
They'll find a way, Master Wizard will say. They always do.
Alright, then our old codger, fly him up here.
Sure. He'll stop complaining when he's flown.
I imagine that is a very taxing endeavor for Varys.
He's old, he's skinny. You know,
He'll still be on the way up.
not the worst target.
What's over here? What sort of look? I mean, this place, still covered in blood. They were here just a day ago.
So, how long is it actually going to take for the Nephland Monastery to do all the things it has promised to do
We
for
have
us?
no idea of the time scale. We've never traveled out of the valley.
Probably a good while. Couple 10 days to go there, couple 10 days back. It's been a little bit since, but yeah.
So, how does the monastery keep away the Earl? If he sends, like, this...
They pay him.
Okay.
Whenever people they come through the dam, they pay him gold, and he's okay with that.
Pale Burgle is the one who oversaw like this region, like taxation and what have you.
Right. So Pale Burgle like trundled up to the
Pale
monastery.
Burgle never
and just...
came that far. No.
Yeah, Burgle never came that
He
far.
was likely supposed to, as the usual say, but he never saw the ogre.
Okay.
And if he had, he's sure there could have been some sort of.
Right.
That's kind of why he put it so far back. And when people pass through, they just pay at the dam and then they pass. Where Pale Burgle got his money from? Probably sending out his works to raid things, pressing the kobolds.
Yes. Poor kobolds.
Those sorts of things.
Alright, sure. I was just curious because, Pale Burgle goes silent for a month and out comes a military force that could level a city. And so I was like, I wonder why the monastery was so unscathed from that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll say a message. He'll say that he's found actually the Earl to be perfectly reasonable. A bit of money and sort of a mutual acceptance that the Earl gets his way, and then there's no problem. Which is just what he wants, since, money is not that important to him, and, well, he just wants to be left alone, mostly.
Well, to Raxos, unless anyone else has a plan, we'll probably do a little hike. He'll fly. He'll want to fly closer to the Earl's camp, roughly from where we were last time, so he could take a look over it to see how it's doing now that most of its forces are killed.
You mean like that mountaintop we hiked when Valgia was absent?
Exactly.
Or hike, I say.
Yeah. Going closer to the dam, the first thing that's apparent is that there's a couple harpies on, spikes put outside.
Okay.
Seems like there's been some conflict there. The Earl does not seem to appreciate them. Beyond that, he notices a massive figure standing on sort of top of the wall, a pile of sort of iron-hardened boulders there with him. Sort of looking, Tobacco probably keep a good distance, but he's certainly being observed by things down there.
Well, Tyraxus, when he flies, he blends into the sky. He's blue.
It's counter shading. Well, actually,
he does. They do.
Why
Blue
not?
dragons do have a counter shade thing going on.
white on his bottom and blue on his top.
He flies
Only
upside
really
down.
work in water, but yeah, Yeah, down there you can see gatherings of some orcs walking about, a few humans seemingly, and a bunch more ogres.
A bunch more.
Not as
ogres?
many as before, but there's certainly still ogres there. Currently, it also seems like there's like in the slave camp, sort of behind the Nam. There's some orcs bossing around some people, humans, knocking them over and whatnot. Perhaps seeing if any of them could be useful to.
How many forces? We have like a calculation sitting here, but I'm of a mind to adjust it. So how many enemies roughly is around here?
Well,
We had
you could probably, if he spends a little time there, probably see about. Currently, you can see about 10, a little more than 10, like a dozen ogres.
Mm.
The orcs are harder to count, but not a lot of them. It does seem like there's some archers like patrolling around the top of the structure, but it doesn't look like there's a lot of orcs or humans for that matter. Humans are more of seemingly like press ganged or recruited. Looks like bad people. So certainly not more than what you faced already.
Alright, we have done some damage to his forces. That is good. Does he like to spot any more foremen walking around?
Not from this distance. It's hard to tell. But not sure. Nothing like that strikes him. There's some hunters. All right.
Excuse me. Okay.
Just a quick question, Manaki. The wizard, does he have any spell books or ritual books on him, on his person, or just nothing?
No, it burned. He'll say yes. He spent so much time making it, and then one day it just lit up in fire, just poof, like that. Yeah. And,
Okay.
and it was, it was quite the thing, quite the spectacle. But that's what happens. Yeah, sometimes all your stuff was burns, and just now it seems like such a pointless thing to even have written the damn thing.
Restrict sneaks a glance at Malignant. Yes, burning. Yes, I have experience with that, but all right then.
He also notices, perhaps, that it seems like the Mad Wizard has a pair of magical bracers on
Oh,
that do seem a little cracked, but fine functioning. And actually, though he was flown up here, whenever he needs something or he's looking under a rock, he generally just pushes the rock away, even though physically he should not be able to do that. It seems like he just accepts this as not strange at all.
okay. Would he be opposed to Restrict inspecting them at least? See what they're like.
You can see them from a distance.
Sure.
And understand that they appear to be racers of mental might,
Hmm.
which allows him to make strength-based skill checks using mental attributes instead.
Oh. Okay.
Which seems to be one of the ways he's been sort of managing to live. Still,
Yeah.
probably.
That is a very
Pry bark off stuff, catch beetles, that sort of thing.
it's a good thing to know. I'm not going to steal it off him or anything yet, but yeah, interesting. Okay. Very resourceful.
Used to make that sort of stuff.
Well, perhaps with time, you might recover that knowledge.
Well, so Raxos can return with his knowledge that yes, some ogres are killed.
Yeah, Otherwise, the camp seems, undisturbed, I suppose. Maybe he'll send another force, but I don't know. I didn't see another captain, so I don't know who would lead it. Would he come himself? I mean, would he abandon his fort? That seems unlikely.
He does live with his siblings.
Oh, yeah, maybe he'll send one of them. Then again, he can't split up his forces too much anymore. I'll leave him exposed.
I don't think the Serpentine Earl understands the concept of he could possibly be exposed or weak in any way to what's inside this belly.
I don't know. We've two of his underlings have now vanished in the valley. And you have an ogre coming back screaming about dragons and stuff, although...
There's no ogre coming back.
Oh, there was no ogre coming back. Well. Not even that then.
It's even more ominous.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Like
just
everyone we sent has just disappeared. What's happening?
They've been disappeared in the valley. Well, I guess that's it for now.
The only possible message would have been that orc ever so long ago at the Kobold village who basically just like peaced out.
Right.
Maybe he wasn't taken seriously back then.
He might be taken more seriously now.
We should have listened.
Yes.
I'm sure the hill giants respect an "I told you so" from an orc.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we need some sort of plan to deal with the Earl in some way. Because eventually, I feel he's just going to send more and more powerful stuff at us until we're not going to be able to handle whatever. I'd rather maybe at least get some info on what exactly is going on over that side without getting caught or caught out. But it's a difficult task. I think it's something we should probably try and do.
In recruiting a double agent sounds like only Veristrix could even attempt that.
Yeah.
Like indoctrination or something like that.
Possibly. I don't think it'll be useful on the ones here because a lone one coming back after such a long time is a bit suspicious. But if we do meet any other patrols or whatever he sends next, perhaps you can try that out. So we have precious little assets here. We'd rather not spend one of these at least. But
He is blocking off our only natural exit through this place, which is a problem because we can't get really reinforcements in any way.
We can move in any direction.
I mean, we can, yes, but
as a moving force, we need.
the thing is, splitting
We
up
don't
his
have a moving
forces.
force.
Splitting up his forces and killing them off that way is still the most viable thing that we have, I think.
I think it's bad to focus on the Serpentine Earl. We need to prepare for the possibility that Yathel's reincarnation will die.
Yeah, I agree. We need
get
to
that
find a
shaft
nice-
cleared. Yeah, get that shaft cleared and get down there and find some permanent places for us.
I
Otherwise-
see that as way long term. That's like years.
I don't know what timescale. It will be several 10 days though before we even have skilled labor to combine with the manual labor to attempt to repair the Promised Passage.
Yeah, and then the repair work itself, that won't happen overnight. That's going to be a long project.
Who knows whether it's just one, a few simple cogs, and it's like, oh, here you go.
Well, here's your
Yeah,
problem.
it might just be like a gelatinous cube who got stuck, and that's it.
Yes, we don't know the time scale of how long it'll take. That's true.
I mean, I'm all for preparing for the death of Yaffle, but I feel we have no way of acquiring the resources we would need to secure lairs and actually reinforce them.
I don't see how killing the Serpentine Earl is going to make it easier for us to acquire resources.
Well, we would open up the way into the valley to more freely send agents to acquire things for us. They won't have to go through the Earl, who would, kill them or take our stuff.
What agents?
I don't know, hobgoblins, people from the monastery. There's a human. And whatever else we can scrounge up from the Serpentine Earl. I imagine that some of those slaves will be quite happy to serve a new master that doesn't keep them in pens.
I could see poaching manpower being useful for lair reconstruction, but we don't have to fight hill giants in order to also poach labor.
Don't we know? Where would you get the labor? We're shut in here.
We steal it from him. The labor is shut in on our side.
Okay, like a cattle raid from
Yeah, it's a cattle raid.
Dragon Pass.
Alright, sure, cue the music. Let's do a cattle
So
raid.
we use him as a slowly replenishing force, stealer.
You do know that his capacity for slaves is almost overextended. There's so many of them.
I guess we could steal a few.
Apparently your slave hunting has been incredibly easy.
I don't see a reason to try and get
he's
a few
got
of them.
resources that have been poaching refugees on the other side of this, the valley, or the dam's in the way of for a while. So he just got so many dudes.
Probably the value of slaves currently is also low, since there's not a lot of people coming to buy them off him.
What is the going rate of a slave?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you. No, I don't know.
But no, I don't the Serpentine Earl isn't, but I don't I'd rather we cleared out this valley. We can make homes inside of it and poach off of him rather than just trying to kill everything and then leave the dam open.
There's also a case that he does serve as a deterrent for anyone outside trying to come in that way. They have to go through him. If we kill him and we don't have we don't have the capacity to basically replace his role as a gatekeeper, then people can just waltz in freely, because it works both ways. So I agree. Maybe perhaps
Drifters.
Well,
yes. So perhaps we should probably work on taking the surplus that he has for ourselves, bolster our forces as we hole up here.
I mean, we need good resources to draw upon to make lairs a thing. I mean, I can dig a hole in a mountain cliff, but that's as far as I can see. That's all I can do right now. What resources do we have up here? We have some poisonous plants, sure. We don't have any real monsters to protect us. We have no capacity for making traps, seemingly. There's just very little to fill a lair with other than a hole. And if we open up a trade route or something, at least, we might have an option to gather more resources.
I think that's more long term than by the time we get to the point where we can do that, we're already having to deal with other there's the immediate
Let me ask you this then: where would you put your lair right now?
I don't really have much of a choice. I mean, if I had a choice, I'd just go to the to the ancient shaft as it is, and use whatever small amount it is to stay there and clear out whatever was in there, because there's something in there. As it's keeping that as a lair for themselves, so that's what I would use. But it's not ideal, and it's not defensible. So
Yeah, that's the thing. Our lairs need to be defensible. Otherwise,
I disagree with you, Valky, on the idea that it is indefensible. Do you recall how long it took for us to travel through the ancient shaft to get to the pipe with those oozes?
True.
Yeah, it's long, it's straight. There's a bunch of like old mechanisms still.
Yeah. There's the oozes that you can easily just fly over.
And it
And
does match up
leverages
with yours, but not close enough that it's an issue.
Yes.
I mean, there is a reason why I picked it, is because it is useful for those reasons, but while it is long, any adventuring party worth their salt would just waltz in there straight and walk as far as...
I think that the adventurers are being strongly overestimated. For them to get to us, they have to find us and travel through the terrain, which includes the Serpentine Earl and his people,
That's true.
to start hunting for dragons.
Yeah.
Poor old Snoot.
But yeah, to answer your question, Jones, that would be the place.
I'd also pick that.
just had a bird egg. Maybe I could have trained them.
Train birds.
Well,
Yes.
Valignif was compelled to destroy them all.
Yep.
They tasted funny, and they're birds.
There are birds.
It did
Because
seem
I-
like the harpies had domesticated, well, not that kind of bird, but smaller ones.
I just, need something to protect a hole far up on the mountain. I need something that can fly.
Right.
Or I need traps or something. I can't make traps. The kobolds are dead.
They
Question.
didn't seem to have the capacity
Oh,
or any
kobolds-
sort of elaborate thinking, though.
Kobolds love traps. That's like
We'll never know.
it's in their DNA.
The cavern to the very southwestern area of the valley, and the very the bottom leftmost area. The cavern there. Have we explored that at all? Is that
Yeah,
what was
that's
that?
the shaft.
That's the promised passage.
Oh,
The
okay.
only other cave-like thing you haven't explored would be like the bear.
Yeah, like in the Sparse
The
Grove,
Spare-
like the cavern ways, like around that.
Fairly.
And that's worth checking out, right?
Where is that?
You've really found.
If
Around
only
the
to
stair.
kill a bear.
We were going to check that out last session. You'll recall when we ran into the force from the Serpentine Earl. We were
Yeah.
traveling along this way towards here because Valignif wanted to find a way into the mountain.
Sure.
There were signs in the grove that a large predator bear of some kind has been walking about, rubbing up against trees and
Well, perhaps that would be our next thing to check out then.
bears and
We've scoured most of the valley, and it seems that that's the only place left unexplored by us, at least,
Sure.
that we can get to for now.
Maybe we can find something good there. That will help us. And then we can do a cattle raid on the Earl.
I mean, you suggested training birds. What about training bears?
I can't
It-
get a
it ma-
bear to fly up the mountain.
Hey now.
We were going to head there anyway before the host changed their plans and forced us to do stuff. We can try to move there again and see whether there's another force that doesn't change their plans.
oh,
An army of gnomes. What?
God. Sure, you can move to the Spas Grove. Bit of a flight in a straight line there. You get to go past the valley. See the hobbies hold up there. Seemingly in the in the middle of the canyon, you have these sort of rocky protrusions from the ground, raising them above the ground level at the bottom of the canyon, like pillars, basically. They seem to sort of be taken up on those. No shelter from weather or anything like that, but can't walk there, so should be the benefit. They do keep a close eye on you as you pass. Don't. This past grove, again, fruit trees, particularly leaf trees, spread out a little bit into little clutches of them. Generally pretty idyllic. Not as verdant as further down, though. As you come here, you do indeed easily enough find some tracks, large bear tracks. And, if you want to track it, you can certainly give me a nature roll and see if you can scrounge up a bear.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oof.
Vertalith's not really into it.
They're big prints, but
Sure. I mean, an attempt can be made.
So as far as she's concerned, she's like, why are we trying to find the bear? Let's just find the caves. You wanted to find a way to the mountains, not a way to bears.
I can't fault that logic, actually.
who knows? Maybe the bear's in the cave. Maybe that's where you can find it. It's not here, at least.
If I was a bear, I would be in the cave.
How is anything a big cave?
Why is anything never not in a cave?
What we're doing here?
Caves are
Flawless
great.
logic.
All right. You dismiss the prints and just walk on. I mean, whatever, right?
Yep.
We can eat it if it bothers us.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. Sure. I should push on. Searching around, it takes a while to find the cave, but it's actually fairly big when you get your eyes on it. The area around it is sort of stomped up and seems pretty muddy. The cave seemingly being pretty wet inside, meaning that many of the tracks have a lot of mud in them.
Vertalith peers at the cave.
Yeah.
Well,
You can see like feathers and like fur scratched on a tree and like some random traveler's leg lying outside.
just a leg.
Just
Vertalith narrows her red eyes. I think as part of her inherent green dragon DNA and what she's seen of bears thus far in her lifetime with the dire bear, she does not equate bears and feathers together. Are there signs that blood eagles came out all this way?
The feathers don't appear to be eagle feathers, actually. Not really flight feathers at all.
Yeah. Can I make a monster knowledge nature check?
Sure. Yeah, well, being a green dragon certainly gives you certain instincts. You automatically begin to know stuff that your parent dragons knew. Seems like your parent dragons, however, didn't spend much time around whatever this is, because, well, not that much comes up. Though it certainly doesn't to her. She gets the idea that, like a strange feeling in the stomach, basically, a realization. This is not what a bear is. This is an owl bear.
What difference does it make if a bear's fat?
But exactly what that means, she's not sure. It's bigger and probably better, but it's an animal.
Yep, that's fine. Grimith thought so, but Verdalith looks at it and, like, she just thinks to herself, oh, okay, it's a different type of food.
Looks like
Says
there's
nothing.
a couple tracks too.
Yep. She says nothing. She's not alarmed, and for the benefit of all the dragons who have low light vision and not dark vision.
Oh, shiny silver.
Ow. Well, thank you.
As we look at, like, the cave mouth. You want to go in, Phylacteries?
Absolutely.
It's a dirt cave. Really.
Not a rock cave, so it's more like a lower tier of cave, but it is better than towers.
You said the cave itself was wide. Does that mean it's tall?
Not flight tall. It seems to have
Okay.
been dug by a creature that didn't need that.
No, it's
Okay.
dark. It's not even natural. That's like even worse.
Yeah, I mean a lot of it seems to have been dug out. Though given the sort of moisture and climate you see when you get inside, it's likely that there was a natural situation here, but whatever lives here has wanted to enlarge the scope of it.
That's fair, but only really primitive creatures dig their entire own caves.
Hmm.
Let's go.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Well, lead the way. I will keep an eye on us behind us.
I don't think I don't think we're finding your path to the mountains here, though. I don't think whatever lived here wanted to dig a path, like, deep into the volcanic.
Why wouldn't you want to do that? Maybe
From
it's a volcanic owl bear.
Oh no.
Gather you over here.
Yes, gather us.
If we can move you to a map that's ready for you.
Nope, you got me before I could get me.
Into the caves. Expose some terrain. And move the old ducts.
Ooh, different cavern thing. Ooh. I like it.
Yeah, looking in, it is quite muddy, quite wet, sort of at the bottom. Like roots are sticking down. There's like some grass and stuff that's been ripped in and sort of ripped around. Seems like whatever creature is here might like to sort of tear around and scratch and beat around with stuff. Like maybe some sort of play. Looking at the mud has been certainly been tore up recently. From further in the cave, echoes like a strange whoo. It slowly turns into a growl. It's fairly menacing.
How can anything that starts with a who be menacing?
It's answered by another one.
Oh no, that's menacing.
I love that. It's great.
Oh no. There's more than one. I'm gonna have to go over here.
Well, none of us have been compelled at all this session at all, and so, how could one be this menacing? Only in Destruction is the truth revealed of what's deep in this cave.
Oh.
It's just the echo. It might not be multiple. It might be really small.
Owlbear sounds so colossally stupid, right? There's no possible way that it could be anything of danger.
Absolutely. Let's go.
Wait.
So Valgnith is just rushing in ahead.
Not rushing, but leading.
Leading.
With confidence.
The light trailing, off of her.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
The cave been dug. Give me like a dungeoneering check if you have it as a trained skill. No one of you do.
I do. Yes. Can I do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah. Your
I
training
have
skill,
the
your
knowledge.
intimate knowledge, yes.
All
That
right.
you were thinking of training out of.
Dirt caves are not
Yes.
your specialty, but you can sort of look at this and see how it's dug out. It seems like whatever's dug this out was looking for a spot in the cave system that did not have as much moisture as most of the cave system does.
Versix would agree with that.
But did you catch a whiff of a strange sort of odor
Oh,
coming from further in?
okay.
Probably nothing.
Probably nothing. Okay. Okay.
Ooh, that promising.
Vertilus says, "This is bigger than I had anticipated for what a creature to have dug on its own."
Can Veristrix try and determine the direction that those growls are coming from, like a perception
It's
check?
easy.
Yeah.
It seems to be coming from both directions.
Ah, okay. Nope. All of Malignant. Very far away.
There's darkness in my way.
Silvery light comes down, like shines down for our low light vision.
As the silvery light sort of shines further in, you hear more hooting. Apparently, the light of the moon encourages these creatures to make noise.
Like, ooh.
Vertilith
Like a
like
wolf.
Vertilith like muses, like she considers this thoughtfully.
Suddenly, it grows very quiet in here.
Oh no.
As whatever sort of sounds stop.
Oh, Valiknev will attempt to sneak forward.
Sure, he's attempting.
We probably noticed the difference, and I think like Vertilith like looks at like the other two, like maybe just let him go.
I will ask though, how much time do you guys have? Well, yeah, I know sometimes you want to be precise about the.
I realistically cannot stay too long past like an extra 20 minutes is all I can give.
It's same here.
All right, I think this will take longer than that.
Yeah, I expected as much.
We have run into like 12 dire owl bears or something. This is gonna be something else.
Moment we came here and saw Owlbear, I was like, yeah, we're not finishing this tonight.
I saw when I saw the leg and then the feather, I was like, oh,
Yep.
yeah, I know what this is.
Oh, that's player knowledge. Well, you're not acting on it, so that's good.
I know, Hooger. That's the sound of the owlbear.
Who needs player knowledge if you don't know anything? Woo!
My dragon's like sounds like food.
Look forward to the week after.
2
next.
weeks from now.
Yes.
Man, god damn it!
It
2
will.
weeks till our bears.
I hate
2
work.
weeks for Owlbears.
It is the day after I finish my exams, though, so I'll be excited to play.
Good. It should be.
I do think though that this is a great opportunity for us. Owlbears are fantastical creatures and they can be used for amazing things.
Yeah, I think owlbears have been trained before over the years.
Yeah, there are. This
Just don't break these eggs this time,
yes, for sure.
or they're young, or they probably don't have eggs. I don't know.
Might I, for example, suggest beast of burden?
Best use.
Look at that thing.
They'll dig things for you so you don't have to.
Yeah. I am a huge fan of owlbears and how
I will be right back, and then I will give you some XP.
absolutely crazy and murderous they are.
Yes. In 13th Age, they have a nice thing where if they crit you, they actually rip your limb off and
Nice.
try to retreat with it to feed their young.
It's like Vorpal.
Vorpal owl bears.
Yep.
And they are kind of derpy and kind of adorable at the same time.
They are.
I have a certain spiritual connection to objects.
The owlbears. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, they're great. They're such a strange creature. I don't know who came up with. Probably Gary, right? Gygax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the best idea.
Like
Half owl, half bear in the
Yes.
most impossible way possible.
Who thought of that? Like who? Like what? How much did he drink? To come
I don't
up
know,
with
but-
an owl bear.
I need to know.
Yeah.
I need these ideas to come to me.
Woo, grrr.
It'd be great if I could seduce them through the light of the moon.
Yeah, I was thinking like, oh, maybe we can actually.
Come over here.
Yeah. Too close though, because goodness.
Yeah. I think there's going to be some destruction that happens so that the truth can be revealed.
Oh,
Poor
be
Albert.
great.
so bad.
Oh, poor us. At least 3 of us still have an action point.
Yeah.
I loved when I used my action point. I got nothing out of it. And
Hey, you had the experiences of love shared. Those ogres were vicious. Holy
Oh,
hell!
Yeah.
They,
It is a damn miracle that Foreman did not knock my ass dead.
there was like 2 rounds where everything missed every attack on you. That certainly saved us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But my cover definitely helped. Valignus well-timed +5 bonus to armor class helped
Yep.
at one point.
Yep. Well, it didn't help me, but
Oh, well, that's because he rolled for damage twice.
We used so many dailies.
We did.
I still have one of mine.
Well, the moment I waded into there, I was like, I need to
Yeah.
use all of them
Yeah,
because
no.
I'm.
Yeah.
It was the right call for certain. Like,
It worked very well. It was. I think it was the best decision to make.
And
Worked out well.
my greatest treat was hunting a creature that wanted to be away from me. That was a treasure.
we can also train the owlbears to, run the dragon in an emporium for us.
Oh my
as
god.
seen in this instructive picture.
Ah! Ooh.
Our prices are a hoot.
Oh, stop.
Well, we're waiting for Manaki.
I'm back.
Never mind. He's back.
Welcome
Yeah,
back.
I'm back.
He comes when named.
I come exactly when I meet you.
Just looking at pictures. Owl bears now. Like
Yes.
an owl
Like, you have completed
polar bear.
2 goals.
Mount your minions on owlbear cavalry.
Mm-hmm.
You have eradicated the Earl's and you have recruited the insane madman. Woo! Nice.
Oh lord.
Oof. This.
Good. Which leaves you with the following goals. Go.
Yup.
And XP wise. And 825 per character, which puts you at 7,192 total XP.
7,192.
The level 6 is at 7,500.
It's like 300 experience.
Yep. Maybe next time.
Probably next time. And
We'll
if
survive.
the old camp is never going to be repaired, I think that'll be the first goal we end up abandoning.
Yep. Might be.
Yes, you will have
see.
2 open slots for things you want to do.
Survive the owlbears.
Survive.
Or train me.
Well, that's easy, since you could just leave.
Yeah. Hey, success. See, guys, that's what we need to do. We clear all of these stupid goals out, and we just set easy goal for ourselves all the time. Just
Manaki
maximize
wanted to be more
XP.
Get up in the
proactive.
morning, you know,
Getting a cookie.
brush your teeth.
Yeah.
Get our daily 1,000 flight
Exactly.
miles per day.
Exactly.
Mm.
Have a nap. That's my goal.
We'll have 2 weeks to think about goals and also the fate of the magic items.
Yes.
I will let you guys figure that out.
You better help with the goals over the next 2 weeks.
Oh no, yeah, I meant the magic items.
You're like, I'll let you guys figure that out. That's not my fucking problem.
Yeah, that's not my issue. You guys figure out my campaign.
Next time, I'm gonna do that too. I'm gonna put whatever. I'm out.
Just play my character, guys. It's fine.
Valky, you're the one who even has to fill the goal slots because I think both of the empty goal slots are effectively yours.
It's true. What do I do? I don't know. I'll figure it out in 2 weeks. Hopefully.
That Albert looks like a toad. What's wrong with it? My god. But yes, Owlbear cavalry for sure.
I can see Gaius and Tiberius shooting arrows.
Yes. Oh yeah. Owlbear chariots.
But how can we do a cattle raid without cavalry?
Exactly. Manaki chariots. You know what they do.
I know.
Recruit Sir the Egg. That's a new goal.
We're gonna have to build roads just so we can
fucking
drive
chariots.
Mind control of Owlbear.
It's gonna turn it into a.
There was a paragon path for science. Well, not science, but science classes called Thrall Taker, where you could just basically have a person or thing, creature that you could take over and dominate and have with you constantly.
Owlbear would be pretty good.
It was my destiny to lead these down.
There's also the Fey Beast Trainer theme that you also can get an owlbear as a pet.
Alright, chat, viewers watching locally, 2 weeks from now, you'll have to go out without Dreads of the Dragon Coast.
That's correct. Next
We do
week
too.
there are exams and stuff in the way, so we won't be doing anything there.
Oh, don't remind me.
Session is planned to the May the 3rd. Yes. And we will see you all then.
2 days after Mayday.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
See you then, guys.
See you then, guys.
Good luck surviving without D&D.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.